with the win, and really just did an incredible job both with zoning and with the up
Pressure.
close tools and the pressure that
Yeah.
Ram is able to put out.
Yeah, some of those strings from SQ keeping people in the corner, like watching those, they just go on and on and on. Like really good use of like staggering and taking time on how they're utilizing their options and keeping someone locked in there. And it just feels like someone's being locked away for eternity in there, getting stuck in the corner. And yeah, SQ has been tearing it up across a number of online brackets. If you've been following Guilty Gear Strive in any capacity, you've probably seen that name pop up in more than a few places. So this could absolutely be one of the crowning achievements of SQ if they can go over Devil Chip and the other folks here. And Devil Chip, playing out of Detroit, if I have my information here correctly, looks to not have as much online tournament experience, at least going off of Smash GG and what we have there, but a fearsome player on that layout. I was watching some of the action there and just bullying people around with the way that you can utilize that character.
Yeah, so Devil Chip, again, yeah, did an incredible job. 3-0'd Flair, put Flair into losers. And they are both here. They have readied up. And so we're just not even going to wait anymore. We're going to get into the first match of top 8. ARCREVO Central qualifier. Let's get into it.
Yeah. SQ versus Devil Chip underway here. Going to be Ram versus Leo, two of the characters who can absolutely be a bit of bullies with how they end up playing things out here. So we'll have to see who can bully the other one more.
I'm so ready for this. This is going to be so great. I
Yeah.
think things that we want to look out for is tempo and spacing early on. So
Yes.
whoever establishes their tempo first, I think is going to do a really good job just maintaining their pressure throughout. So already we have a burst come out. Yeah, from Ram.
SQ able to get a little bit of an air connection there, not able to convert that into much else, but they got some of the corner pressure in the follow-up. Oh, press into the corner now. Whips the 6P from Devil Chip there. Didn't get anything out of it, and now SQ on the attack.
Doing a great job keeping Devil Chip in the corner, locked down with the sword pressure, gets the wall break, gets the extra damage from the super too, and going to the other side. Devil Chip's got to come back here, which they've done before, but I feel like SQ might have this one.
Yeah, all right, fights way out of the corner here. Devil Chip has a prayer, but SQ silences that prayer, takes round 1.
That was a very dominant match from SQ. Let's see if they can keep the pressure up in this second round.
All right, already got the nice pressure to get started. Yep. Carries to the corner there with the sword. Here locked down in the corner. This is some of that corner pressure I was talking about a little bit earlier. However, Devil Chip finds the escape and gets out of it, but SQ staying on top of things there and in pursuit. Carried back to the corner. You thought you escaped, you just moved over to the other coast.
Yeah, absolutely not. Good little counter in the air there. Okay, it does force out a burst there, and Devil Chip trying to get something started, but unfortunately for them, SQ is being incredibly dominant in this match. Great combo!
Beautiful confirmed series there, and able to spend the RC and seal the deal on that round, taking game 1. SQ, very nicely done.
That was really nicely done. The confirm, it was just like the very, very tip of the toes and made it work, especially like you pointed out with that RC, just was able to get it all together.
Yeah, really mindful too, because that RC was, if that hadn't happened there and hadn't been used in specifically that way, that wouldn't have been able to close it out and might have given a chance at life there for Devil Chip. But SQ did it and advances. Well, not advances on. That's just game 1, because these are all going to be first to 3 for the duration here, since we are all the way in top 8 and all the ARCREVO streamed matches are looking to be that way.
Right. Unfortunately, we did lose a little bit. We did lose the stream there for a second, so we are currently running this off a little bit, so we're just gonna have to catch up with that later as soon as we're able to get back into it. But while they're working through this, I know. Yeah. But while we're working through this, let's talk a little bit about SQ's pressure and their offense and how they were able to really get through Devil Chip's Leo.
Yeah, Devil Chip. So SQ was doing a really good job of staying at spaces where even if Devil Chip had tried to swing with the reversal, may not have been able to hit with it. Like, we didn't really see a chance for that even. Like, I don't think we saw Leo swing with a flash kick once.
No, I don't really think that Devil Chip got the opportunity to get anything started. And you know, Leo has so many tools to open up their opponent, and every time they tried to go in or they tried to get through a gap in SQ's pressure, SQ had an answer.
Yeah, it was very much a thing where SQ was doing a solid job of not leaving, not overextending to even give opportunities to get that pressure started there. Like even at the round start situations, you didn't see a particularly aggressive movement from SQ until they were able to secure things. And even when there was a threat of Devil Chip being able to bust out, SQ trying to stay at that range where Ram can keep Leo at bay and keep control of the engagement there and not overextending too far in either direction.
I like that you use the word control because I feel like that's what SQ really possesses a lot of in this particular matchup. It was control. It didn't seem like there was anything wild. You know, when you get into these top 8 situations, there can be some nerves on the line. Even if you are sitting in the comfort of your own home, it can still be nerve-wracking because there is so much on the line. You know, you want to stay in
Yeah.
the winner's side of the bracket.
Right, right. It's terrifying. You don't want to get sent to the lower half here, like because even though we have killers on the top half and the lower half here is the point I'm trying to make there. It's a very scary position. And when you do have a game with such high damage as Strive, which is very exciting. It's really hyped to see someone get deleted, don't get me wrong. But when you do have these games, though, then how you can control that explosive capability of people becomes a key factor in how you can try to keep your matches stable and keep your matchups stable as well, so that you're not at risk of suddenly getting knocked out by something in a sudden burst flurry of offense there.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I'm keeping an eye on because we can still see the avatars, so we're seeing them fight in the lobby. And it looks like SQ is really putting in some work on Devil Chip. It might already be, yeah, it's 2-0, and this actually could be SQ's 3-0 on Devil Chip.
Wow, what a way to start your bracket run too for the top 8 day coming in. Yeah, that would be a very impressive if that was how this ran here from SQ, and we'll see if we can get the game back up here. But it is still, it is exciting to consider the gameplay there, and we should be having some more action coming from the rest of our players though before too long here. And with SQ as well, a player who's strong across multiple games as well. Like this isn't the first time, this isn't the first game that SQ has shown up strong in. That I believe they were playing Grand Blue for a while. They haven't in a bit because they've been focusing on Strive, but yeah, just that player strength across other games, other ArcSys games too, which you can find, you know, there's a lot of crossover of players and of player skill in those.
Yeah, I mean, actually, now that you bring that up, there are several members of our top 8 who have played a lot of different fighting games, particularly ArcSys games, and so it's great to see all of them here and competing and really bringing their best to Strive. So we talk about this pretty frequently, but Strive is still in a really young game in the grand scheme of things, and it's so cool to be able to see the game evolve and come into its own, especially as we get into this first like huge tournament. You know, last week we had CEO, so our first big offline tournament where we got to see so many different players. I believe it was over 700 people entered that tournament, and it was incredible. And just the life of this game is just beginning. And actually, I was mentioning it yesterday during the Flowerman and Jan match. You could see adaptations and growth on the fly, and how they were able to just bring new ideas and new combos and new like little tiny adjustments into the life of the game. So these are the things that we have to look forward to as we continue moving on through this game. And speaking of moving on through this game, there's still more left on this season. Like we have Biken coming, which I'm excited about because I really like Biken.
Oh, Biken's super sick, yeah. I mean, I'm really interested to see what they end up doing with her in terms of mechanics, because she's had very different implementations in her plus R form, of course, plus R with that great rollback code, and then in her Exert form as well, being a little bit different. So I'm not too sure how they're going to be balancing that out here whenever we do get Biken, but that's going to be super sick, and that's coming up down in, I believe we saw January. It's early next year. For when that's going to be happening. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that shakes it up. And as you were saying too, with seeing how people are still stretching and pushing this game in creative ways, that's the way the RCs work in this game allows so much. So there's so much room for depth and exploration with how you want to implement that. Just with the way the RC drifting works, being able to fast cancel RCs, a lot of potential for how people can get creative with tools. And also too, as the DLC characters keep getting weirder and weirder, and I mean that in the best way possible, it's really interesting to see how it's going to turn out. Like in this particular bracket, since Happy Chaos is still pretty new, we're not having Happy Chaos in this qualifier will be available in some of the future qualifiers. But like Happy Chaos is a very strange character. Gold Lewis has an entirely new control scheme a lot of people haven't seen before. And then we have Jacko as well. Still waiting for those Jacko players to show up. That character is super cool, and the character I am most excited to see people do some work with. So
I am too. Yeah, and I like that you bring that up about the DLC characters. You know, as we get more into the life of this game, we're going to see more tech and more information coming out about these characters, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what people do and how creative they get. But
speaking of looking forward to,
yeah, we have reestablished the room. SQ is up too, so we are going to get to see this live match. They have switched sides, FYI, but we're going to go ahead and get into this right now.
All right. Yep, we'll have Devil Chip on the Leo on the left-hand side, SQ on the Ram on the right-hand side. Let's get down to it. All right, trying to find an opening there in the early going. Oh, able to hit the 6P. SQ, though, with the immediate burst. No, thank you. Do not want to have to deal with it. Get me out of this.
Yeah, SQ's doing a really good job with their jump backs, too, avoiding just the range from Leo. Yeah, great wall break. Nice juggle off of the wall, too, to maintain that wall splat pressure. Ooh, good blocking.
Yeah, nice. And jumped and got up and away. There was the BRC attempt there from Devil Chip to try to get close and get into an offensive position. But SQ, though, controlling their position on the screen and making sure they weren't really in a place where Leo could easily threaten. Very, very smart from SQ.
Very smart indeed, yeah. So now, just trying to get something from the overhead. I like the BRC to try and get some of that pressure. Forces the burst out of Devil Chip. Good counter hit.
Kind of late in the round there, so a little bit risky to burst. However, Leo, though, does have that high guts, so, you know, worth taking a swing for it like that. SQ with this pressure in the corner.
Yeah, look at the risk gauge from Devil Chip. That was so much. Gonna take a ton of damage. It's finally down a bit, but he does not have a lot of life to work with here.
Pushed in there. Oh, it goes for the swing. That's what I was talking about earlier. We didn't see the reversal attempt earlier in the set, and this time, though, we did see it. But SQ, though, perfectly spacing out these options so that even if you do want to swing and you get frustrated, not going to reach. Very, very smart.
Again, with these back dashes from SQ, just staying out of range and being in the air to avoid all those dashes from Leo. I think it's a really smart game plan. Devil Chip is having a hard time getting anything going.
Yeah, and this is something, too, where because they knew these matchups coming into today, SQ had time to prepare and say, what's my Leo game plan, to brush up on it, and is putting it into play right now. However, as I say that, Devil Chip now able to get their momentum going. Here we go, party time.
Yeah, SQ did just get their burst back. They're holding it for now. Oh, nope, as I say it, they went ahead and used their burst. PRC does get the slowdown.
Nice, able to stay safe there with that PRC, but then Devil Chip able to find the connection after.
Okay, so Devil Chip does manage to put one on the board. Squirrel, or SQ, still doing a great job maintaining their offense. However,
yeah, she's doing a really. Oh, just as we say that, she gets opened up by that overhead.
Yeah, but I feel like SQ's never really deterred. They still are trying to maintain their game plan, sending Leia over to the corner. Good counter hit. RC right on top of the second sword. Forces a burst. Oh, that could have been so much more punished.
Oh, this might be the round right here. Has the bar for it, too. That gonna close it out? Does it?
Okay,
all
so...
right.
Hey, we're not going to open with a 3-0.
Yeah, Devil Chip getting on the board. 2-1 right now in SQ's favor, but Devil Chip able to find the way and fire back. So something you said there about how SQ was undeterred with their game plan. That's the thing when you see these players who are very stability and safe-minded. They trust in their plan and they believe in this. So, and I'm not sure if we'll see too much deviation from how SQ has been playing, or if they're just gonna try to run it again and again. Hits with that close S at a really weird angle there. Nice stuff.
Yeah, that was an excellent punish on the whiff DP there from SQ, and now just eating all the corner damage like you do. Windshield Viper breaks the wall. Perfect. That's an answer.
Yeah. Oh, you took a game? How's this perfect doing for you? Momentum killer.
Oh, that's definitely a momentum killer. So I feel like Devil Chip is being a little bit more thoughtful here. Yeah, it's something that we haven't seen them do as much. They're blocking a lot more. That was a really nice FD into the counter hit. And the dash through that we got to see so many times yesterday. What side are you on? I don't know.
Waited half a moment there before pressing the low extension after the back turn. Crossing back and forth there. Nice. Just give the throw. The classic answer to the Leo dash through.
Okay.
Not enough.
Just gets it through the wall.
Yeah, I'm always up for super, just shy.
Yeah, I'm always concerned when people wait.
Well, that's it.
Yeah. All right.
Duel 3.
So getting through this last part, let's see if Devil Chip can bring this 2-2 or if Squirrel's going to go ahead and take it.
Oh, nice, gets the knockdown here. What's the pressure gonna be? Able to extend it, bring it out. Oh, okay. Waits half a moment there. Might have been thinking that a super might have been coming out since SQ did have the bar for it. However, no such luck. Devil Chip scores the wall break here. Gonna have positive bonus with a ton of bar. We're gonna see some sort of RC happen here.
Yeah,
oh, really?
Oh, does force a burst out PRC to send SQ into the corner, but a grab in return, and now SQ has the pressure. But what a roll! That was such a good return throw from Devil Chip. So it is going to be 2-2.
I never would have guessed that in a million years that a throw would have come out there. But Devil Chip, though, had the once in a million year read, made it happen there, evens up the score. We are at 2-2.
So we're seeing a lot of adjustment out of Devil Chip from, the original match that we saw. So so we're seeing that they're able to, confirm more counter hits. And something that I'm noticing is that Devil Chip has changed the pace of the game towards something that they're more comfortable with, where SQ was playing fairly quickly and just throwing stuff out. I mean, it was methodical, but it was very fast. Devil Chip slowed it down a little bit. So what are some of the other things that you've noticed?
Just in terms of like how the gameplay has shifted here between these two. So Devil Chip was actually getting chances to find the way in and to run that pressure, and like that pretty much made the difference there. Like we saw a lot of exchanges that were somewhat similar in nature, but was able to find the way to get that knockdown and then run into the pressure. Like we saw just super basic 2K 2D confirmed there at one point in the match from Devil Chip, but then that was able to throw SQ off the game plan and make SQ have to play in response to what Devil Chip was doing. Devil Chip spent much of the first two games just playing in response to what SQ was putting on the board. Once they were able to find that way and get their pressure started, they were able to make something happen. Let's see how it goes here. So the round start could be. Air dash is in, but gets clipped in the back end there. Scores a nice counter hit, but not able to get too much else out of it. It's the pressure. SQ into the corner. Nice.
This is a really nice start for Devil Chip, just really asserting the dominance that Leo's able to do. One little dust. Look at the damage that SQ's taken. SQ does get out of the corner with a nice grab, similar to what we saw in the last game, but in good DP, ends that pressure string.
Yeah, that time got too greedy with the pressure and thought they could just go for it. There was a gap in the block string there. Devil Chip able to find the reversal opportunity. Now, Devil Chip almost making this a run back from being down 2 games. On the verge of advancing onwards in the winner side of the bracket here. What's SQ gonna do?
Well, so far they've been able to slow it down just a little bit, change the pace. Big counter hit here. Excellent combo with the sword explosion is going to break the wall. Does have enough for the super. That was a huge shift.
Yeah, look at that momentum. That was what? It's at 70% of the health bar gone there for Devil Chip. Both sides have burst. Oh, just takes the big swing with the 6-8.
And that's another perfect for SQ.
However, that perfect wasn't enough to stop the momentum of Devil Chip last time. Let's see if Devil Chip is undeterred. We are in last round, last game.
Oh no!
Oh.
That air burst was... It could have been a lot more punishing than it was, but it was definitely a little scary.
Scores an air throw there, not able to get too much else out of it. Scores the charge dust. This can seal the deal right here. That's gonna do it. SQ sent to the lower half of the bracket by Devil Chip. Potentially a little bit of an upset if you might look at how some of these other tournament standings have gone in the past.
I mean, with the way that SQ started, and granted, we didn't get to see the second match of that, or the second game of this 5 games that we just got to see. But SQ did, yeah, we did get to see a lot, and there was a big change in the way that Devil Chip was playing. It felt like Devil Chip just got more confident and was able to just bully SQ.
Yeah, that's something that happens too. I mentioned this earlier about SQ being a very stable player and having a cohesive game plan that they're sticking to, and they're not being deterred from the game plan. That's one of the weaknesses of it. In these longer sets, if somebody can dial into how you are structuring your thoughts and how you're trying to run your game plan, in a longer set, someone can start to pick that apart. Because if that had been a 1-2, that would have been over. That would have been it. And SQ would have been advancing onto the winner side of the bracket. But since we're in 1-3 here, it gave Devil Chip a little bit more time. And as said, with these stability-minded players, if you do have a solid game plan, it is a game plan nonetheless, and something that people can start to pick apart. And I think that's kind of what Devil Chip was able to do here. Over the course of the set, able to see what was being put on the table and what adjustments to make around it to try to enact their plan.
I really like that you bring that up about, having a game plan and sticking to it, because that's something that we see from really great players at Guilty Gear are the players who are able to have a game plan, but who are also able to adapt to their opponent. And that was something, again, I'm going to highlight the Flowerman and Jan matchup from yesterday, because that was something that we could see every single round. The two of them were making active adjustments to their game plans, not just because of the characters, but because they know each other and their game plans so well throughout various different games. And I think what we're going to see going forward is, and going forward today and then going forward through the rest of ARCREVO, is we're going to see the strong players are the ones who are able to adapt, who are able to shift, who are able to, on the fly, be able to manipulate their characters in ways that puts their opponents at significant disadvantages.
Yeah, the way adaptation's always key. We say that in every single game, but in a game like Strive, where you may have limited opportunities and you have to be able to seize your escape options and escape moments from someone's pressure, adaptation becomes paramount. And you mentioned Jan earlier being so good at adapting and being so good at playing in response. Jan and Flash Metroid should be coming up next for our next match in the winner's side of the bracket. Jan playing out of Texas, representing that area. Flash Metroid, I'm not sure where they're residing currently, but they are repping Team Bermuda.
So Flash Metroid, we got to see play an incredible Axel yesterday. They were in chat yesterday. I believe they're in chat again today. And I had brought up, I was like, wow, did they see the CEO match and take notes from Axel? And they said yesterday, yeah, I took notes. And it was pretty apparent that they did, because their Axel play was dominating. And I didn't get to see them play. Well, I mean, that was the only match we got to see because they qualified. But they did play against a larger character. They played against Velvet's Nago. So into Potemkin, what are some of the advantages, disadvantages that Axel has?
That's a rough matchup for Potemkin. So, yeah, like, and you're talking about seeing Flash Metroid in chat earlier. That was actually something said in chat, like, yeah, of course I'm rooting for the Potemkin player here. That's where you think I don't want the favorable matchup to advance through top 8, because yeah, that's a rough matchup for Potemkin. So Axel's 5P just really strong at controlling, like, it hits the taller characters pretty consistently, and also just the nature of the matchup for zoner versus grappler has to get in. Unless Jan can force a misplay from Flash Metroid, Jan may not get in the entire time. That's a completely possible scenario for how this matchup could play out here in this next game.
Yeah, so I mean, Jan is going to have to work, but things that Jan does have as Potemkin to their advantage is if they do get in, Axel's going to be in a world of trouble. Because Potemkin has so many tools that work really well up close, and if Potemkin gets his big old giant metal hands around Axel, then there's going to just be a world of hurt, and Axel's health can just deteriorate in a second. So we're going to go ahead and get into that match. Flash Metroid on the Axel versus Jan as Potemkin.
Yeah, and these are two players, too, who have been around the fighting game scene for ages, too. So they both know how these things go from both sides of the equation, both on being the zone. Well, I mean, Jan has been playing up against zoners as a grappler for however many years. Flash has been trying to bully grapplers as a zoner for however many years. So let's see how it plays out here. All right, hits with a close S there, able to get a little bit of an extension. Not worry too much about the damage, just wants to keep full screen.
Yeah, I like that Jan's trying to use those speeds, the speedy moves from Potemkin to get closer. But a huge counter hit from Flash Metroid. Clothesline puts Jan into the corner. This is pretty much exactly where Flash Metroid wants him.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of whiff 5Ps, just like that right there. Just throwing it out there. It's a you have to deal with this. I can control this space, and you can't get close. So now this is the... Oh, gets in here. Nice. Predicted the jump out to try to get away from the Potemkin Buster. Able to score an air throw out of it. That's okay. Tough break. That's round 1 going to Flash. In these zoner grappler matchups too, when you're with strong players, don't be deceived by the first game or two of the set. As the grappler, they know exactly how much time that they're going to have to try to figure this out. Obviously, Jan would love to just win it out the gate, but this might be a very long, methodical play from Jan.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It could be, but here's another great clothesline setup. I feel like we just saw this in the previous match, and just like that, the dash into the Drift PRC is closing the gap. That's a really great tool for Jan to be using, and even though Jan's only gotten a few hits onto Axel, he's already in Guts, so this is a lot of work for Axel, especially if he keeps taking little hits like that.
Yeah, for however many times Jan has to be right, Flash has to be right that many more times to keep Jan out. Ooh, nice.
Yeah, so Jan now hurting. The Drift RC doesn't connect because Flash was RC. Ooh!
That 2D. Whoo! Gold Burst Potemkin hammer falling in at you. Hit the 2D and fray. Whoo!
I was holding my breath because I was like, it's a counter hit, and I am 99% sure that Potemkin died, but you know how hard Potemkin hits. It could have been the other way.
Yeah, I wasn't sure either. I was like, how to call this one? And then I saw the little leggy sticking out from Axel, and I was like, okay. I see what's happening here now. All right, that was game one. Going to Flash Metroid.
Yeah, excellent play from both players. I think what we highlighted before we got into this particular round, where Jan has to close the gaps and get those hard-hitting close-up moves versus Flash trying to keep them out, using the clotheslines when appropriate, sending out the sides and things. It was all really apparent in that particular set. So adjustments that need to probably be made, Jan needs to just get in more, and that's really pretty much it.
Well, you start to look at the escape options, like after the Hammerfall PRC situation, and you can start to develop a little bit of an RPS around that. Like at the round start also becomes critical too. In this round start, we saw Jan hit the jump in there, and then when the Garuda Impact was coming in for the follow-up, we saw an immediate burst from Flash Metroid to not have to deal with the block stun. And now, Jan's able to turn this into pressure here, and has Flash Metroid locked down in the corner. Ooh, throws the super.
That's an option.
I mean, that's like more or less fine to Jan though, like has to fight to get back in. Like that was more about the get out of my space than it was about the damage. But Jan though is still such a threat right now, and has burst, and is about to get 50 bar. Here's the R. Oh, there it is. Fast RC there. You blink and you miss it, flick and you die.
I love the way that Jan is using the moves that put the opponent into that crumpled state to just stagger and then be able to choose really appropriately the next move that they want. I think it's really a smart game plan.
Oh yeah. Well, like that's the thing too. Like oh, beautiful with the 6-piece into the heat knuckle extend. Excellent from Jan. Uses the burst there, stays in the corner. Didn't want to have to deal with getting pushed away.
So yeah, now that Drift PRC to get back in, and there again was that stagger pressure, just trying to, put Axel in an unfavorable situation, but now this is where Flash Metroid really seems to excel.
Damn, into the time stop too. Could have saw something swaggy there, but Potemkin didn't have the life to support it. That's round 2. We enter duel 3 here. Flash Metroid up again. Jan trying to even up the score. Let's see what we can get here.
So a little bit more slide head at a distance, which is just going to, again, if Axel's on the ground, stagger him a bit. But I feel like Flash Metroid is just playing the cards right every single time, using the right scythe at the right time, countering a lot of Jan's anti-airs, which is how Jan got in the first place, was a lot of jump dash-ins.
Yeah, what's really surprising me too with Flash Metroid here is how consistently these unblockable attempts are working. It's like almost a 50-50 about 50% of the time they're working. I didn't mean like a 50-50 like a mix-up, but the unblockable at range is catching out Jan a lot.
Yes, it is. And Jan does still have their burst here, but they're... Ooh. I don't know if they're going to be able to use it, or even if they want to use it. Flash Metroid is actively losing meter because they've been backdashing so much, which could potentially be a problem since they can't FD anything right now. It doesn't matter though.
Nah, you take the meter loss, because Potemkin still got to go get in there. Had the negative penalty on the screen and was still closing out the round. That is the power of matchups there. It's that hard for Potemkin to deal with. All right, we went back out to the lobby here. Might just be taking a second. Might be considering. I don't think we'd see a character change here. I'm not sure if Jan is playing any other secondaries in this game currently. I know that they're going to have player 2 have those on deck. Probably just taking a moment to breathe though and compose themselves before diving back into it here. Also, if you've ever seen Jan
Right.
play and you see Jan with the toothpick in their mouth right now, I'm wondering if they're chewing their toothpick at home. Fingers crossed.
Distinctly possible. So, okay, it did take a little bit of a breather, get back into it.
Mhm.
I I really feel like Flash Metroid is just playing this really well, playing this exactly as you had laid it out for them, and, I think it's it's their it's their game to lose right now.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's very true. It's Flash is like in control of it, and we'll see if Jan has any kind of change here, or if Jan is going to be kind of bullying the same way. Hits with the Mega Fist. Didn't take a follow-up, just try to inch a little bit closer to see if they can get anything else out of it. It's so hard, too, in this matchup, because, like, Slide Head and Hammerfall are, like, the usual things as Potemkin try to get close. Oh, no, that's so unfortunate. Missed the carrot grab.
Oh, that is really unfortunate. So now this gives Flash Metroid the opportunity. Oh, PRC, and then a really excellent tech. I feel like they both were just going for the same thing there.
Tri players have one brain cell sharing it between the two of them, that kind of situation there.
Oh, definitely. But
Yeah.
geez, look at all the damage that Jan is taking just from these little hits from Flash Metroid. Because they're not, I mean, Jan's not FDing any of it, so big,
It's so
death by
hard to deal with.
death by a thousand cuts, really.
Yeah, Flash Metroid there, just jumping up, dashing back, swinging with some normals. That JS, so oppressive. Ooh, hits with the JH into the JT, so Jan got caught by the second hit of the jump string there. Axel Bomber hits, gonna get the wall splat here. That's the most aggressive sequence I think we've seen from Flash Metroid in this series so far that we just saw.
It was aggressive, but it was really confident. Look at this. They both have burst. Okay, Jan gets a great hit with a Drift RC, forces the burst out of Flash Metroid like as soon as I said it. But here's the setup.
Unblockable here, not too much bar left. Oh, once more, scythes on in with the sickle, and that will do it. Flash Metroid 3-0 over Jan. It's the power of matchups. Flash is a strong player on top of that, too, so it is so much that you have to overcome. You can see in the replay here. Here's the brief glimmer of hope that we saw from Jan here, scoring with that RC mix there. However, Flash Metroid was smart and saved the burst until they were down to the floor, and then that last unblockable hit, and that will seal the deal there. Just, yeah, doubling up on the full screen offense there. There's just not much that Potemkin can do about that, and it's really, really tough to deal with. But hey, Flash Metroid, though, marches onward. Jan's still alive in the lower half of the bracket, so that may not be the end of Jan's run in this series. We could still have some more to come.
Yeah, so speaking of the bracket, if you want to follow along with us, go ahead and type !bracket into the chat, and you can bring up the Smash GG link immediately. So Jan is going to be waiting for the winner of our next match, which is Trevwards, who's playing Nago, and Flair, who's playing Chip. And then SQ is going to wait for the winner of our final match of the first part of Top 8, which is I Am Rock, who plays Leo, and Daze, who plays Geo.
Yeah, so we still have, we'll be seeing how the rest of the matches are going to break down here. And also, slightly atypical from how you might usually see, there will be a runoff for 7th place, since we need to have, for the purposes of this tournament, they want to have the full 1 to 8 rankings, just in case somebody can't make it or something. So that way it's all said and done and settled. So we'll have that match taking place as well. And yeah, Flair G2, young player.
Very young.
Yeah, which is scary to think that someone that young is getting that far through the bracket. Makes me feel very questionable about my own age and my own success with fighting games, but big ups to them.
Yeah, that's very true. But it's always great to see new players, young players who are getting into this game and who are, enjoying the Guilty Gear franchise for what it is and learning how to play it and then showing other people how to play it, I guess, when you're doing so well. But as we wait to get into this next match, and just so you guys know too, we are going to go back to the lobby after each set, just so that we can make sure that we don't get thrown out from spectating, because we want to see those matches. So, but also shout outs to our streamer who's doing an incredible job helping us run this and keep it smooth. So Trevward yesterday was put into the losers bracket by SQ, did an incredible job on the Nago though, and it was because it was a 3-2 match, and then Flair, who played Chip against Devil Chip's Leo, was put into the losers bracket 3-0.
Yes.
Mankind knew that
All right, though. Get into this game now. So, Chip versus Nagoriyuki. So, ooh, yes. Ninjaing on up in there. Flare G on the left-hand side here, playing for Team OG. Trevward on the right-hand side. Ah, that pink jacket on Nagoriyuki, very swag, very clean.
It is actually quite clean. I mean, I've said it several times on stream, but the colors in this game are spectacular.
Oh yeah.
Duel 1.
All right, so we have the kind of tankish character here, and we have a very dashing around all over the place pixie character. Both characters with lots of very strong options, though.
Right, but very similarly to our previous match, the Axel versus Potemkin, Chip has got to get a lot of hits into Nagoriyuki's, like, 3.
Yeah. All right, build up this blood gauge here. Not scared just yet. Has those huge normals, though, and has a lot of bar.
Yeah, ton of bar. I love the way that they're using the dash throughs and the Alpha Blade to just sort of confuse which side am I on? I'm on all the sides. I'm Chip. I've got this triple jump too. See me there. Nice grab as well.
He literally is on all the sides. We saw both sides of Chip come out right there. Dancing back and forth there with his shadow self, busting out with the Naruto there. Ooh, nice. Spins on in. Oh, I could have swore that was going to be a command grab. I would have got hit. And then hits the dust, able to close out the round. Trevor taking round 1, establishing the pace and tempo of the set. And this is something too with Chip and these faster-paced characters where they have a plethora of options. There's a lot of flexibility to how those characters can play. Oh, that combo was very nice there. I'm not sure if that was quite completing it or trying to set up for an ambiguous situation. Very nice sequence though.
Trevor was doing a great job keeping Flare in the corner, and Flare, every time they try to get out, they get a huge counter hit like that. And the thing is, too, is that Flare did a really great job with some of their combos, got some big counter hits of their own, but like I mentioned earlier, Naga only has to hit you a couple of times, and he's done the equivalent of 8 to 10 chip hits.
Yeah, like this, it's exactly what you called out right there and at the top of the set, too. We're going to see just like a couple of, like 1 to 2... like 2 to 3 sequences from Nagoriyuki to try to close that out there. And then you need how many from Chip to make the same thing happen there. But we're getting back into it here. We'll be into game 2 momentarily. We'll see if Flare G can make the adjustment. I was trying to say this a little bit earlier. When you have these fast-paced characters that have so many options, there's a lot of ways that you can play Chip. So Flare G has a lot of room for being able to change it up here with how they want to approach it. So let's see how this goes. Back into the action.
Right, so Flare had tried that jump in twice. That's how they opened each round, and Trev was ready for it that time. Look at the damage they're putting out.
That was so good. That IB on the Alpha Blade there, and then being able to score an attack there afterwards. Excellent work.
Alright, so Flare is mixing it up, using some different jump-in options, 2K2D, and then changing where they're using Alpha Blade, so that's nice. It's good to see some active adjustments here, like we had said earlier. However, Trevor just stomps on in and starts slicing, and is doing a fabulous job maintaining their blood gauge as well, so that's never really been a factor.
Yeah, a lot of bar available here for Trevor as well. Oh, just swings with it! Yeah, you want to keep swinging? I can keep swinging too! Let's go to the skies!
Oh, it's not gonna kill, but Flare really has to make his next couple of moves carefully and with good decision. Nice little shuriken to keep Trev out of it. Okay, that could have been the start of something really big, but it looks like it dropped.
Oh no, that's so unfortunate. You went for the burst there, but the spacing was such that Trevor was able to score the punish on the burst. Tough break there for Flare G.
Yeah, that was a really tough break, and now getting into this match, Flare has to be really careful trying to get out of the corner, but Trevor's doing a great job blocking every air attempt. Oh, doesn't block that one as soon as I said it. My bad, Trev. But
yeah, like,
forces a burst out.
Even then, though, that's not like the worst thing in the world there, because this character has so much health and Chip's damage is on a little bit on the lower end there. Yeah, it's not that bad to suffer the one bad exchange there for Trevor. Oh no, wish the grab. Oh, we're gonna see about to cap out on the blood there. I thought we were gonna see a rage explosion.
Yeah, I thought we were too, but this is an excellent display of what Chip can do, and that ends up killing. That does so much damage. It's deceptive how much damage that command grab does.
That offensive sequence there from Flare G was so nice. The pressure never stopped. Went from one thing into the next, flowed like water. Beautiful stuff from Flare G. Trevor, though, is the dam to this flow. and trying to lock it down. Oh, never mind, I spoke too soon. Flare G on the attack once more.
Okay, but now, spoke too soon again. Trevor has put Flare in the corner and is doing a number on there. Oh, I love when people use little tiny hits to be like, nope, don't come in, don't get me. And there's a nice, oh, but I was gonna say it's a nice combo, but it was burst out. Is this gonna be a wall break? No, not quite enough.
Probably not going to see another burst from either side here, so it's a fairly honest game from here on out. Scores the command grab, needs one more mix sequence or a throw to close it out. Does Flare G. Trevward fighting for their life right now, hitting with his bussin'. Oh!
Just triple 5P!
When in doubt, 5P it out. Flare G able to score a few touches there and seal the deal. There's the command grab here. We're going to see how the end of the sequence went here. Trevward just trying to lock Chip down with a button. Like you'll see here, just wants to keep the offense going so that there's not room for Flare G to try to bust out and try something wild. But Flare G mashes that 5P. People have been doing it for years, and here you are in the ARCREVO USA Central qualifiers. 5P saving the day.
I mean,
all right.
You know, I know that it's like, oh my god, 5P, but it's, on a lot of characters, it's a really fast button, so it's a legit check. If somebody's coming in and it connects and you only have that little bit of health, yeah, mash 5P. It works.
Oh, no. At this level of play, we'll call it a fuzzy Abare. But yes.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, 1-1 into game 3 here. Let's go. Using the shurikens to pester and halt the approach. Trevward, though, marching onward, undeterred. Oh, hits with the chop. Nice. Scores the command grab. Oh, no.
That DP, I understand what Flare was going for, but that is a huge mistake for them. Look at this. This is... You're done, son.
That's so tough, too. Like, after winning a game and getting perfected the first round right after that, tough.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough break. But Flare doing their best to try and just shake it off and keep going. Oh no, what a questionable burst from Trev. This is going to be a lot of damage from Chip.
The high up burst and then Flare G. Flare G is doing such a good job. Sometimes that the combo sequences don't look to be the most damaging from Flare G, but that they leave in such an ambiguous position and Flare G is ready to mix on them afterwards so well. I love to see it.
Yeah, I really like the way that Flare is not afraid to fight either in the corner or out of it, depending on where they end up. Oh, nice little catch. I love the diagonal alpha blades. Oh my god, did they push a button?
Is it gonna hit? No! Not this time! This time, Flare G was ready for it, blocked it, scored the punish there. Didn't need much of a punish, but it was enough to close out the round. Here we go. Round 3, game 3.
This is actually really intense because it felt very one-sided in the first game, but I feel like Flare is getting their fast little chip feet underneath them and is playing. It looks wild, but I love the way that they're able to just bring so much mix-up into this.
Oh, nice. Hits with the tip of the toe, forcing into the corner now. Oh, just spaced out a little bit too far from the command grab. However, unfortunately, Flare G not able to score the biggest punish from it. Does score the counter hit off the overhead hit, though. Nice.
Oh, and did have meter for that super too, gonna get the extra damage. We even got to see the otter. I love it.
Ah, yes, Dora Mizaki. Plushie available in the ArcSys store. Might need to cuddle that plushie after a loss like this one and see what happens.
Oh, I love that they're trying to check where Trevward was running with that shuriken. That was a really smart gameplay move because Trev started moving the other way and Flare was able to come down on them and get a nice counter hit to win that game.
Yeah, it was very nice stuff there from Flare G. Flare G is finding these like really awkward positions to put people in. It's so well done though. Yeah, there's the PRC right there, just as you were talking about, to create the very ambiguous angle. Really cool stuff there.
I really like watching Flare G's chip. It's so much fun.
It's real exciting.
Yeah, and so I mean we touched on it really briefly, but Chip is a master of movement and has a lot of different options at their disposal, including a triple jump, which means that they can have some different air moves and air mix-ups that other characters don't have available to them. And, you know, in addition to the fact that they're really fast.
Duel 1.
All right, getting back into it here. Flare G sitting on set point, coming down with the 2K. Gets swatted out of the air though. Not too much damage from Trevward.
Oh, does forces out that early burst, which I feel like honestly is a win for Flare, but unfortunately gets grabbed and then gets command grabbed back to back. And oh my god, he's dying!
Be the round? Is that the round?
Oh yeah,
it is.
Oh, that's 100% the round.
Damn, just like that.
Why? What? I was like, I legitimately blinked, and I was like, okay, cool, Flare has some health, great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, once you get those blood normals charged up for him, and then you're fighting against somebody like Chip who has such low health. However, as we say this though, Flare G not looking to go quietly.
No, definitely not. But unfortunately, he's put back in this corner and spending a lot of meter to FD.
Yeah, like that was a positive bonus that Flare G had there, but spent so much on FD, didn't even get enough bar for having a Roman cancel available until like right there.
Oh no!
Oh no!
That
Oh, this is
BRC,
confirmed.
yeah, it slowed Flare down just at the right time where Trev was able to get an incredible counter hit, but another counter hit from Chip, and I love the way he scoots the body across the floor.
Yeah, like it's a little bit of a peculiar choice there, but it looks like it's working out for Flare G. Oh, swinging in, nice, ambiguous stuff with forces at the YRC. The dust afterwards.
Ow, that was actually physically painful. That hurt, but what a response from Trevward, especially after such a dominant 2 games from Flare.
Yeah, and like you'll see here in the replay, there's the burst there, trying to follow up see the follow up on the pressure here afterwards, hits with the JH. Yeah, then just in the middle of this pressure gap here, beautiful mix, YRC. Wow. Well, you know, that makes a lot of sense because Flare G had been content just to down back and spend FD a lot of the times versus Trevward. So Trevward having the read on that to swing with the dust and take the overhead opportunity, trusting that Flare G might be trying to commit to that down back. Smart call. I see that. I see the logic of it now that I'm thinking it through. That makes a lot of sense. And however, now, much like our first game, our first set of the day, we are at 2-2 in this set. So last game of this. Let's go.
Yeah, as my dear friend Bojack says, it's a best of 1 now.
Indeed.
So Flare just, you know, trying to establish that early pressure and does get another early burst out from Trev. However, once again, Trevward just does not know things and is sending Flare into the corner, doing tons of damage. And
well, it was... Go ahead, please.
No, go ahead. You're good.
I was going to say, it was a really smart call there. Oh, hits with the dust once more, then uses the RC to get the confirm off of it. Not going to quite close out the round, though. I was going to say that gold burst there, finding a gap in it. Oh! Hits with the... That swing hit. Nice. All right. I'll talk more about it later. Right now, the action's too fast, too furious. I can't slow down.
No, it really can't. The only thing that I was going to say is Trevward's doing an incredible job maintaining and managing their blood gauge, which is something that we saw go horribly awry with some Nagos yesterday. So, oh my gosh, the risk gauge really, really high on Flare. Takes a big hit from it.
Suspend burst. Flare fighting for their life right now, because this is the lower half of the bracket, too. Going home from here. Was that it?
This could be... No.
Not yet.
Really close. Oh,
The dust again?
Yeah, that ending dust combo against the wall just doing a lot of work from Trevward, and that was an incredibly close set. Unfortunately, Flare will be waiting for us in our 7th place tiebreaker match, but Trev is going to move on, and they, just checking the bracket, are going to go face Jan next.
Tall order there. There's the throw into the RC combo for the extension here. Doesn't quite close out, but Undeterred was already ready to follow up with the low into the overhead, and that was enough to do it. And Trevward sending Flare G down and into that 7th place tiebreaker round, while Trevward marches onward, still with hopes of trying to seize one of those finalist spot and the guaranteed prize bonus that comes with it.
Yeah, I mean, so we've touched on it briefly, but the 1st and 2nd place player of this qualifier will be invited out to the live finals that I believe are going to be held in March, and that will be after all of the regions and including Mexico and Canada have played. And so, you know, keep an eye on the schedule to see when those other regions are going to play, because you're not going to want to miss any of this, especially because you just want to see what other people are doing in other regions. Yeah. Mexico, I believe, is this coming weekend, and then yes. US East is going to be in January. And I know US West will be in February.
Yes, those are all coming up a little bit later. It's roughly like, there's the one next week, as you said, and then there's a break over the holidays, and then it resumes again in January 15th. And then we'll see a couple others happening, or we'll see the other ones happening shortly after that. And those will all be brought to you by here on the Arc System US Twitch channel here. You can be able to follow along with all that action, and then, of course, all the finals culminating in person with the top 2 placers from each of these being flown out for that. So there's still a lot of exciting action to come with the ARCREVO tour. So excited to see how it goes.
Yeah, and if you don't want to miss any of the updates from these, go ahead and follow Arc System Works on Twitter, because that account updates everything really, really quickly, and it's a great account if you just want to keep up with not only the information of ARCREVO, but also when Arc System Works games go on sale, like they are right now. So if you happen to not own Guilty Gear Strive, it's on a pretty good discount right now. So yes. I would go ahead and pick it up.
Yeah, and of course, there's sales for a lot of the other ArcSys games going on right now as well. Of course, Strive is what a lot of people are here for currently, is what we're all here for right now. But of course, you can also find some of the older Guilty Gears on sale, as well as Blaze Blue and BB Tag with their new rollback coming down the pipeline. Very fun games, very cool games. But we're here for Strive right now, and we'll be getting into it shortly with the other lower half of the bracket match that we had with Days and I Am Rock 8.
So I Am Rock played against, this was so much fun. I was so glad I got to commentate this match, because they played in the losers half of the bracket yesterday against Elven Shadow's Faust. And I mean, you played against Elven Shadow, the Elven Shadow, and you took him down 3-1. Honestly, did an incredible job. Elven Shadow threw quite literally everything that Faust had in that big bag of tricks, and I Am Rock did the most impressive, like, dash through mix up, what side am I on? You have a move called mix, 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 whatever, so do I. It was incredible gameplay, and just, I'm really excited to see them play into Days' Geo. Days' Geo from yesterday, now again, I didn't get to commentate these, but of course I was watching them, was really, really impressive.
Yeah, Days, I watched a couple of those matches as well, trying to keep up and follow along with things. And yeah, very impressive gameplay. It went over Flowerman, one of the Central region's very strong players, as well as iDante as well. Days has been playing in a lot of online tournaments and been putting in the reps and putting in that work. One of the things where the more tournaments you play, the more you get used to playing in whatever that tournament environment is, and it readies you for these kinds of things, and it steels you for these kinds of things. So you don't crack under pressure, you don't get shaken, and you're ready for it. Much like we are ready for this next match coming up here with Days' Giovanna and I Am Rock 8's Leo.
So I feel like Days has a little bit of an advantage here, being an incredibly fast character with some great counter hit potential, but I Am Rock, I mean, has the DP of the gods.
Running up with that 2D there and just already enacting this pressure, pressing into the corner. Ooh!
It doesn't matter if you're fast if you're caught.
Wow, that angle that hit at, however, the dash cancel took it the other direction. Not able to score the confirm off of it, but I Am Rock 8, undeterred, picks up the pieces and pushes back into the corner, sealing it out in round 1, or sealing round 1, my mistake.
Look, I Am Rock, I said I was excited. Can you calm down for 3 in-game seconds? Because this is ridiculous.
Right? Not even, wow, just you saw the startup of Geo's God Button 2D, but the reversal was already ready for it, and that DP came out. There it is again!
Yeah, I really like that Days does have a gold burst, has, you know, getting a little bit of that damage boost that Geo has at 100% tension, but she's just not able to do anything right now except for block.
Yeah, pushing the corner here, needs to find an escape. Is able to find an escape out of the corner. Okay, scores the knockdown. All right, forces the untech there, able to find the button afterward. Gonna be able to get a wall break out of this, not gonna be able to kill, but will give that better wake-up timing as well as the positive bonus.
Oh, big counter hit, but a grab is gonna seal the deal. Really good mental awareness from Days on that.
Yeah, if I Am Rock 8 had been able to close out that round after Days was able to score the wall break with that strong sequence there, would have been a real momentum killer and possibly had tilt. Not tilted the set, but you know, it throws off the mental. However, I Am Rock 8 though, keeping up this pressure, in with the headbutts. There's the RC, following up, uses the fireball to create some block stun here and extend the sequence, forces the untech, swinging with the overhead.
Really nice job with the back turn stance too. I love the way that I Am Rock mixes up his pressure by throwing grabs in there too, because it ends up catching Days by surprise. Following in the projectile with the PRC forces the burst out. Days is almost dead.
And Daze can't afford any more chip damage here, or has to be really mindful about FDing right away once that does happen. However, finds the touch here, gonna be able to get one more throw to close it out. Ooh! If that button after the throw hadn't come out, that would have been forced into a is there gonna be a DP or not situation, and that would have been very, very scary. However, Daze was ready for it. Yeah, you can see right here, there's the burst, living on a sliver of life here after that burst. Scores the knockdown with the 2D, runs up afterwards with the close S to try to keep the pressure up. PRC afterwards to follow up on things. Oh, and then this throw here, it's gonna barely not kill. Yeah, right there. If that hadn't come out there to seal the deal, and there had been an I Am Rock 8 had been allowed the defensive position on the Oki, that could have been a reversal to try to chip out, possibly, or yeah, scary scenario.
It was terrifying, and you know, I mentioned it yesterday several times. You are not dead until you're dead in this game. I mean,
Yes.
Daze had a sliver, a pixel even, of health, and was like, I'm not dead yet, and ended up taking that game.
Yeah, a game that could potentially lead to at least $1,000 payout, if not more. Believe in yourself. All right, there's the burst. Betting on themselves right now is Daze, trying to find a way in. Oh, the fireball disrupts that sequence there. Not able to score a larger confirm out of it is I Am Rock 8, but able to find the touch afterwards to turn it into, well, closing out the round. Nicely done from I Am Rock 8.
Yeah, really, really great job. I feel like I Am Rock, I mean, this is going to be a really bad pun, but his mentality is stone. He just doesn't get thrown particularly easily. I mean, unlike there where Leo got thrown. But he just manages to keep his head on his shoulders and does a really nice job not getting thrown off. However, that reversal is huge punish for Daze. Sending him over into the corner, grab RC, gonna get a wall combo?
That'll
Yeah,
do
that's
it.
gonna kill.
I love that setup there too, to try to get the throw afterwards too. That was very well done there from Daze. Has the sequences laid out and is ready for them. All right, one round apiece here. Very competitive set so far.
Yeah, and they're both just, I mean, honestly, they're fighting for their tournament life.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see some
Nice.
incredible gameplay. Really nice combo here from Geo, pressuring I Am Rock into the corner, doing what Geo does really well, just applying constant, consistent pressure, but a big DP from I Am Rock.
That scores the DP and gets the knockdown out of it. YRC though from Daze doesn't want to have to deal with the pressure, gets out of the scenario. Both sides here having to dance back and forth around each other. That's like the third time we've seen an air dash in over the fireball from I Am Rock 8. I Am Rock 8's got to be a little bit careful with throwing those out there. Daze is ready for them. That's not just a free way to control the screen. PRC's in. Again with these throws. Daze is getting so much mileage out of these throws.
Yeah, and Geo's throw has a really smooth and very quick animation, so sometimes it's hard to be like, oh, I should tech that. And as soon as you've thought that you should tech that, you're probably dead. So checking out this replay now, being able to see what we've got going on. Look at this. I love the way you can see Daze pressure so well into that throw. It's just such a smooth transition.
Yeah, Daze is doing an excellent job of that. Like, I think a lot of characters, but Giovanna in particular, I feel like you can really see the smoothness and sequencing of how the players are laying out their options there. I mean, if you know what you're looking for, you can see it with a lot of characters, but I think with Geo, it's particularly apparent a lot of the time. However, we are moving into potentially set point for Daze. I Am Rock 8 fighting for his life.
I think I Am Rock needs to make... You know, it's not like he's playing poorly, it's just that Daze is finding the tiny missteps in I Am Rock's gameplay and systematically dismantling him.
A little too much swinging for the fences. Like, we're seeing a lot of DPs get punished here. And so, like, at this point, you gotta start being mindful about how many of those you're putting out there.
Yeah, so...
Okay, here we go. This is a good start here, because like, at the start of the set, we saw I Am Rock 8 do work. Like, in the first round, that was very one-sided in the first round.
It was indeed. But now, oh, there it is, exactly what you pointed out. A DP that's being punished to its fullest. However, that DP gets a massive counter.
But see, like, it's just a counter DP though. Without having the resources to RC that or something, you're not necessarily getting a ton out of it if you're not displaying enough of a threat afterwards. And Geo once more with that throw.
That throw is like paying the mortgage for Geo at this point.
Right? MVP, my throw button.
So this is game point for Days. So I Am Rock has to make some significant adjustments if they want this to keep going. Which honestly, I wanted to keep going because I want to see more Guilty Gear.
Oh no, scroll for the button here, pushing Iron Rock 8 into the corner. Alright.
Another
does have burst available, but that's so much bar from Days that's very scary. Because yeah, like Iron Rock is getting these DPs, but they're not really turning it into too much else afterwards. Okay, this is what I want to see. Oh no. Is that it? That's gonna do it.
Yeah, that is. What an incredible showing from Days' Geo. Just a really dominant set.
Yeah, Days making that work there and taking advantage of the overextensions at times. Because yeah, okay, so there was the DP and got the hit from it, but not really turning it into that scary of an Oki scenario. Was able to find some pressure afterwards, but then it wasn't safe pressure, and there was the gap where Days was able to take the swing, and Days is up so many games, up so many rounds, it's not that risky. You can just do it. Like, you want to be able to close things out securely, but at that point, when the player has shown that they're willing to swing big and trust that something's going to work out, you know that you can start punishing when they're going to go for that, just like Days did there, and Days able to punch their ticket and keep advancing onward into the next phase of the bracket.
Yeah, so Days, if you're keeping up with the bracket, is now going to face SQ's Ram. So that's going to be a match you're not going to want to miss. Holy moly.
Yeah, right?
That's just... Ooh, I don't even like thinking about that one, because that terrifies me. That matchup absolutely terrifies me, especially with those two players. But we aren't going to see that one quite yet. We are going to move on to Jan versus Trevward.
Yes, so that'll be two of the big body characters too, since that'll be Nagoriyuki as well as Potemkin there. So I'm interesting to see how that matchup plays out there. Both characters can hit hard, but both characters also got a lot of health on deck. And then after that one, we'll have our 7th place tiebreaker with Flare G and I Am Rock 8.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to that. I say I'm looking forward to it, like I'm not looking forward to everything that we're about to see. But but let's go back. Let's focus on Jan versus Trevward, since that's what we're going to see next. Like you said, Potemkin into Nagoriyuki. One advantage that I do think that Nago has in this is he's got a little bit more range than Potemkin. Just a little.
Well, yeah, like with the way some of the blood normals can work, and then the way some of the hitbox versus hurtbox extension works out, the only downside there is that Nago can't leverage his health. Having larger health in those trade scenarios where that kind of thing might occur with the long reach, as well as he may be able to versus lower health characters. Because Potemkin, you're not going to find anybody beefier than him. That's a pretty beefy boy, you know?
No, he's a big boy.
Oh, he's very big. But yeah, we'll have to see how that works out for Trevward. And yeah, Trevward 2 representing the Illinois region, playing out of there, if memory serves. So always nice to see the Chicago and surrounding area folks doing great, always strong and representing themselves in the ArcSys scenes. And actually where we were talking a little bit earlier about Elven Shadow, Chicago, we're going to have Frosty Faustings, where there will absolutely be some Strive action going down there, as well as a host of other ArcSys games as well. So always want to give shout outs and give big love to the Frosty Faustings crew and scene. So yeah, probably see Trevward there, I would imagine, if they're in Illinois, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm not officially from the Illinois area, but I got adopted by the Chicago people, so yay, Midwest.
Yeah, you've been adopted by the Midwest scene.
I have.
You're good.
So,
please.
Now we have the north part of the central region versus the southern part of the central region, as we wait for them to both get into our room here and ready to fight. Jan's already ready to rock in the lobby, which is great. But coming into this, you know, we've talked about both of these characters in their respective matches only needing a couple of touches on their opponent to hit. So now we get these, like, I only need to touch you 3-time characters against each other, and what kind of adjustments we can expect to see from that. But I think a lot of it's going to be answered as we get into the match and see who ends up being a little bit more dominating in round start and in the neutral.
Yeah, and something in this too, I was thinking about this because you mentioned the high health character. When you mentioned the high health characters, it got me thinking that, like, oh yeah, Jan's probably played Potemkin in every iteration of Gear, I would imagine. At least that's my assumption. I have not seen Jan play in older Gears, but that logic I think would follow.
Jan only plays humongous characters in every game they play.
Yeah, so like I have to imagine that Jan just has a lot of overall character familiarity with Potemkin as well, whereas Nagoriyuki, it's a newer framework that is being developed. When you have these legacy games, these newer characters sometimes take a little bit to develop. However, in Nagoriyuki's circumstance, he's very strong and has a lot of really strong options. So it's still developing. People will be discovering stuff about the character and how to play them effectively, or even more effective, I should say. Whereas Jan is walking in with a lot of historic knowledge here. And I'm wondering now, did Jan fight another Nago to get into top 8 here, I'm wondering? I have to imagine must have, but I'm not sure if they fought.
They did. I'm not sure what they fought to get up to the part of top 16, but Jan only fought Flower Man yesterday, so that was Amelia.
Right, yes, that was it.
Yeah, so on stream, we haven't seen Jan play against a Nago, but with Nagoriyuki being an incredibly popular character, you have to think that Jan does have matchup knowledge about this. And if you're watching the stream, which I'm sure, and I can see in chat that a lot of these players who are in top 8 are, you're taking notes. You're watching and you're going, oh, this is where Trevward is doing this in this situation and how they react to XYZ. Even if it's not against your character, you can at least take some mental notes on where particular moves are happening and where based on your startup speed and the gaps that you leave as a character are to fill those in.
Absolutely, because like that's a thing where so there's like universal circumstances where you might use something. Like you don't want to always use your burst in the same place against certain characters, but different players may have tendencies with how they use their burst, or they may have a particular Oki set that they like to go with a lot of the time. And so watching, as you said, like have these top players in the chat right now, watching these other matches to get an idea of how players are playing on a given day and what sort of options they're leaning towards on a given day. Yeah, very, very common and a smart thing to do. I would do the same. Like if I'm in bracket and I see somebody is playing somebody else, I'm like, trying to like lean over the shoulder and like peep it out, but not be too obvious that I'm trying to peep it out,
Oh yeah, right, exactly. Well, I mean, it's an advantage that you have on a tournament. I mean, when we're playing in a live bracket, you get to see the other players in your pool and how they play. But when you're playing online like this, and you do have the opportunity to have it broadcast, you're able to just really take the time in between your set. And the other advantage there is you also have your setup. So you can be watching and being like, oh, I see that they're doing XYZ. Go into the Guilty Gear Strive training mode, set your opponent on that particular character to do, record it into doing that setup, and then, lab out real quick a couple of options if you already don't have a game plan. It's a really great option.
Yeah, it's really smart. If you're a tournament player who wants to try to do better in these, if you're one of the folks that are already in this bracket, I'm sure you've already got your method figured out. Godspeed to you. But if you're somebody who is trying to become a stronger tournament player and trying to do these online tournament sets, having a sort of routine of how you want to approach these tournament days and your tournament runs will really, really help you out. It'll both offer stability in terms of making sure that your mental doesn't get shaken as much, and then also if you've got a flowchart of how you problem solve something mid-bracket, you will be that much more difficult to deal with since you're not going to get caught out by something and then feel like you are completely without options. Being called out mid-set on something, different story, but mid-bracket though, you might be able to make some calls and do a little bit of research or what have you. So, yeah.
Right, and I also want to highlight another feature that Strive has, which is the record function, because being able to go back and watch your own matches, because sometimes when you're in the heat of a match, your memory gets a little fuzzy and you're like, no, I teched that. That's mine. I teched that. No, I didn't. Don't lie. Yeah. And then you can go back and actually watch what you did so that you can make informed adjustments to your gameplay when you're not, emotionally invested in the match. Speaking of emotionally invested, here we go. Trevor versus Jan.
All right, let's get down into it here. Damn, their bodies are like overlapping. Both these character models are so big. The immediate 6P into the heat knuckle extend. Okay.
I mean, take advantage while you're super close, and just go ahead and do it. But that was a dominant start.
Well, it's a real smart choice there too, since Nagoriyuki is just like so close at round start and his buttons go so far. It immediately puts you into the 50-50 situation. So Jan just making an immediate assertive choice there. Real smart. Oh, takes that charge dust as Trevward, but Jan's ready for it. Not going to get away with that here.
No, Jan seems incredibly comfortable with this matchup. And I love how they're meeting like jump for jump, just trying to get any hit in. But a big hit there from Trevor puts Jan down into the guts territory.
All right. Relatively even on the health here. However, Trevor does have a nice healthy meter lead, and Jan does have burst available. All right, Jan with the PRC. Oh, PRC back out. That was a really smart PRC from Trevor to avoid Jan's attempt there.
It was.
Up meter one more. Okay, there's another bar for on deck now.
Yeah, Jan's building up a lot of risk gauge, so a hit from Trevor could be really detrimental for him right now if Jan doesn't get anything in. Does get the command grab, and that dust is gonna end it.
There's the dust there from Trevor, and that'll be able to seal the deal on the round. Jan was pretty content to just block there, and against, like, see, this is different from the Axel matchup that we saw Jan deal with earlier. That's not a matchup where you can just sit back and wait out the pressure and then make your move. In this here, Jan can do that a little bit more once he's close enough to threaten.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what we're seeing now is just a lot of, quick decision making. RC burst in response, though. I love the way that they're using all of the tools at their hands, both offensively and defensively. Ooh, tried to go for the grab there, but Trevor was waiting for that.
Yeah, and you pointed it out too about how clearly you can see them using their tools, because this is kind of a plotting matchup in that both the characters are on a little bit, like, you can see the deliberation and the action between these two characters. And so yeah, you can really see that coming to play. All right, round 3 here. Let's go.
Another really dominant start from Jan, too. I like the way that they're, it's a dominant start, but they aren't doing the same thing every time. And that's a mark of a really strong player, being able to change up that round start, but still be so dominant. Speaking of dominant, Jan is getting a lot of hits, gets a good red RC, keeping Trevor in the corner now, but Trevor manages to get out with the Beyblade.
Oh, Trevor hits with the Blood-Sucking Universe. Also has burst available here, so even if Jan does get a touch here, Trevor's got an escape option. Not quite gonna be able to kill here. Potemkin with that really high gut, but this is gonna do a lot of damage.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how much health that Jan's gonna be left. No, it killed!
Oh my goodness! Trevor able to take game 1 there. I could have swore that wasn't gonna be enough damage to kill with Potemkin and how far that combo had been scaled, but egg on my face, Trevor closes it out. Very nicely done.
Yeah, that was really, really smart. I mean, I was watching Potemkin's health go down just to be like, okay, he's probably going to be left with a sliver. What's the mix-up going to be when he falls back to the ground? But just because of the placement and, the damage leading up to it and all that scaling, it ended up working out in Trevor's favor.
Oh man, if I was Trevor right there, I'm letting out the biggest exhale when I see that round get closed out from that exchange there. Whew. All right, back into the action here, though. We'll see how Jan does. Also, interesting thing I'm realizing, Trevor's going from playing a very young and I'm going to wager a little less experienced player in Flare OG to playing somebody who has probably more than a decade of fighting game experience under their belt. So playing up against two very different mentalities.
Yeah,
again.
Yeah, here we go again. I'm watching the health.
I'm not saying anything this time. Fool me once.
Even with the wall break, though, does manage to stay alive. He just throws him.
Damn, get done.
This is Jan's opportunity to make something work.
PRC!
I love the dash PRC and just to come back with the hit. That was really well played from Trevor.
Jan had some meter on deck there. I almost wonder if Jan might have been able to escape that situation, but it all happened so fast and we're already moving past it. No time to stop and think. Burst gets used. Jan, there you go, with the Potbuster.
Potbuster just does a surprising amount of damage. I don't care how many times I see it.
Oh yeah, slide head there, gets the hit, able to get the knockdown afterwards. Will it impact? Oh no, misses the scoop.
PRC to keep Trevor in the corner. Does manage to get that stagger. That was actually huge for Jan.
Jan taking that round with some authority. All right, hits with the butt. Butt falls down. However, Trevor undeterred.
And we tech those, which is great. I've said it before, but I really like seeing techs in this game. It's super cool.
Oh yeah.
Trying to catch again is Jan with that butt fall, but nothing happened. More slide heads to knock Trev off of his feet there, because Nago is a character who's going to stay on the ground a little bit more, but big counter hit, and the burst briefly kept Trev in the corner.
Nice, able to RC and then get to the 6P, but not able to score anything else after that though. Mega Fist hits. Oh, hits the block. Blood-sucking universe gets used.
This is a nice combo.
That'll do
It
it.
is gonna kill. Yeah, really, really well played from Trevor. I feel like they are picking and choosing where their full combos go excellently because they're able to capitalize to the fullest. And then if they take one or two things or like a humongous pot buster from Jan, they're not shaken. They're able to move on and they end up getting another nice confirm or a counter hit into a decent full combo and able to close out these games, which is honestly what matters.
Yeah. Trevor is doing a really nice job of, like you said, finding the right opportunities to get that damage out, and when they are given that window of opportunity, they're reliably capitalizing on it, and they're not really we're not seeing a lot of drops from Trevor at this point, at least here in the set against Jan. And Jan gonna need to find an answer here to try and fire back here against Trevor, because right now it's up against the wall for Jan, and I really want to see Jan do some work in this one. No disrespect to Trevor whatsoever, but Jan has been a player that I've liked watching for a long time, and I do not want Jan's tournament run to end, and I want to see more Guilty Gear, so I really hope Jan is able to pull this out here and make something happen. But oh no, I don't get my wish. Counter hit out the gate.
Yeah, that's a big counter hit right off of the bat, and Jan often will be down 2-0 and then comes back and brings it to a 2-2, but I don't want to say too much in case that doesn't happen, but it really feels to me like in this one, Jan was trying to be a little more aggressive on round start. Does force the burst out from Trevor, and Trevor's blood is kind of in a dangerous place, but it is draining now.
These two keep using their PRCs like ships in the night in terms of using it to counter the movement of each other. It's really nice to see.
Yeah, I like that a lot, and it was something I was going to bring up, but I'm glad that you mentioned that already, because using it to counter movement is something that we don't see as often. Big counter hit from Trevor. Nothing else happens, though.
Oh, hits the Mega Fist into the knockdown. What's the follow-up going to be? Hits the Charge Dust. All right, what do we got, Jan?
Full dust combo brings him all the way back to the ground, and a really excellent follow-up. So Jan does get around on the board here.
All right, let's go, Jan. For the knockdown after that dust. Able to close that out with the Mega Fist. However, Trevor on the attack, pushing into the corner. Doesn't quite get that last hit. Counter hit on the jump in from Jan. Oh,
and
hits with the
another
charge
charge
more.
dust.
No burst available. You're going to have to take this whole thing. Gets the burst at the very end, but wouldn't be worth it, so doesn't use it. Jan's got to force out burst one more time before trying to close it out. There's the burst. Blocks it. There it is. You knew the burst was coming. Jan knew the burst was coming. Had the punish for it. Able to close it out. Gets the game on the board. Let's go, Jan.
Let's go more Guilty Gear. So I did say it a lot of the times. Jan is in these positions, and it's just like, beep boop, power up, and all of a sudden it just comes out of nowhere, and Jan makes these adjustments. It just kind of lights a fire under him and gets him moving in the right direction.
Yeah, it was something I was talking about earlier. When you are in a longer set with grappler players, the more data a grappler player has about your tendencies, the scarier it is. Obviously that's always scary in any fighting game, but with grapplers in particular, because they can enforce such a harsh RPS, it gets all the more scarier. And Jan here is possibly, we might be seeing that turn. Let's see. Trevor has to have a response to Jan's sudden surge in momentum. And once more, that round start exchange with Nagoriyuki is so scary.
That was very, very scary. Look at the health deficit that Jan's already in. And that, I mean, you were saying, what adjustments are they going to make? Well, that's an adjustment. What a huge round start for Trev. Does get a burst out from Jan, which unfortunately didn't do very well.
Oh, that
whiffed charge dust, though, from Trev.
I was surprised at that whiff. I thought that was going to hit. I saw the startup of the dust, and I was in panic mode for Jan. Jan with the PRC forward, gets the burst out. Not able to make the burst out this time. Oh no, the flick gets punished. Excellent stuff! Able to find the window for the pot buster in there. Slides on in. Oh, Jan, please be blocking. Jan blocking. Oh, hits with the 2D. Able to get the hammer fist afterwards. Gonna need one more exchange sequence here. Able to find it. Uses the RC to bridge the combo just a little bit further. Tacks on that extra damage. Closes out the round.
You had mentioned it earlier, but these two use their tension more often for RCs than any other player I've seen in this bracket, and I think that is so cool to see the diverse way that you can use your tension in this game.
Oh yeah, like I think with these characters it necessitates it because you can afford to take the extra health loss in some situations because you have all the health, so you don't need to FD as much. Pop Buster, let's go. That gonna be it? Jan evening up the score that quickly. Let's go.
I told you. This is how Jan works.
I'm a believer. I'm a believer.
Holy moly, I'm a believer too. I mean, I know I said it. I know I've seen it. And it doesn't cease to surprise me every time Jan does this. Jeez. Jan is playing out of his mind right now.
It's something about Potemkin players. I'm telling you. Yeah, there's that Pot Buster there. Gonna set up this last little damage tack on to close it out. Ah, beautiful stuff. So this round start here, I think that's part of it too, is Jan is undeterred by how these... I've been using that word a lot, undeterred, but I should vary it up. I'll get a thesaurus someday. But Jan, though, even when eating those tough round start exchanges against Nagoriyuki, since the round start is more or less Nagoriyuki's Oki situation, or his control, because like those buttons can reach so far, Jan is not letting that shape his plan and his momentum. Finds the escape from it that time.
But still not shaken on round start, even though it was a different kind of round start. It does burst, but at this point, you know, they're using their bursts as a tool very differently from some of our other players. Nice opener, their first real big punish from Jan.
We saw the burst through the Garuda impact there once more. The post-Garuda impact situation for Potemkin is so strong that bursting just so you don't have to deal with it, not the worst call in the world. Yes! Ouch! Just wiggle the stick back and forth, then get the scoop. That'll do it. Jan takes the round. Jan on the verge of sealing the deal here and sending Trevor out of the bracket.
Somebody in chat just mentioned download complete. I mean, maybe. Because it's looking pretty strong. Look at the way that Jan is just able to jump in and get lots of moves in. However, Trevor said, no, download file corrupted.
Yeah, you don't have... That's very good. Yeah, this ain't done yet by any stretch. Trevor here still has so much life on the board. Gonna get the wall break here. Gonna get that positive bonus. What's Jan gonna do? Just slides on in with the 2P. Okay.
And now this
Duel
is...
3!
This is game point for both of them. Stay in the bracket point, and it all comes down to who's going to get the bigger damaging combo at this point.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, Trevor able to score with the tip of the toe there. Get a hit. Mega fists in. Oh, hits with the butt. All right, coming on in there. There's the flick. Backing off of things here. Trevor has enough bar for an RC. The slide head catches nothing. Hammer fall feint.
Ooh, nice catch
nice
there
hit.
from Jan.
Jan with the TRC. YRC.
And burst to keep him in the corner. This is really intense right now. Just trying to make every move count. Trevor is dangerously close with that blood gauge. Okay, it's finally draining. Big counter hit from Jan, sending him back into the corner.
Trevor does have burst available here. There's the Potemkin Buster. Oh, this is huge.
It's not enough.
There's the PRC. Not able to burst out. There's the Heat Knuckle Extend. Is that going to kill him? It does it! Jan able to fight back from a 2-0 deficit and take the set over Trevor. There's something about these Potemkin players. They are built different, and Jan showing you how and showing you why. Damn, what a set. You can see it here at the end, both sides here. Yeah, trying to find a way in, just dancing around one another there. Slides on in there. We're gonna see sorry, I'm still reeling from that here as we watch this instant replay. The hammerfall break, there's the pop buster here. Does have burst available, but the burst is locked out because that's in a command grab state, and that's gonna do it there. Oh, tough break for Trevor. Very, very well played, but Jan, so strong. Jan with the plan, coming through.
I like how you're like, Potemkin players built different. I'm like, they're made out of metal. They are built different. They're built entirely different. But Jan, what incredible gameplay and decision making, and something that I had highlighted, that we had highlighted, actually, we were commentating together very early on in a beginner's bracket of Guilty Gear Strive, just when it had come out. We talked a lot about how differently more advanced players use all of their meters, including, you know, burst, risk, and tension, versus beginning players. And I felt like that entire match between Trev and Jan highlighted the different and varied ways that that meter can be used both offensively, defensively, and reactively.
Yeah, we saw a lot of use of the different types of RCs available. We saw there's a couple instances of just like PRC in, immediately YRC from Trevward. And like you see those kinds of exchanges here with these more experienced players and with these players who have been grinding out this game and understand how to utilize those and trying to find every single inch, every single advantage that they can seize to try to advance their gameplay and put themselves into a favorable circumstance. When you have a game that has so much power within the system mechanics, like Guilty Gear Strive, it becomes paramount to understand how you can utilize those to their fullest extent. And what's really cool about that too is as you learn how to manage and wield the system mechanics like a weapon, that's something you can bridge over to other characters that you may play with in that game. Because like even if Jan started playing, I don't know, Kai, like Jan would still have just as good of an understanding of how to abuse and utilize all the system mechanics for maximum payout, for maximum power. And yeah, it's such a strong tool to leverage. It's an excellent point to bring up.
Yeah, and I actually want to just as we're getting ready to get into this next match, just really briefly highlight how important it is to know the system mechanics, not just your character. Because, say you're starting to feel uncomfortable with your character, or you want to learn like a character matchup better or something like that, understanding the system mechanics of what you have to work around is going to make transitioning to a new character easier. And it's also going to let you know what your opponent has that they can play into you and how you can manipulate that best to your advantage on your current character, on a new character, or, if a DLC character comes out that you want to try, how it's going to work for them.
Yeah, it also lets you zoom out your vision of the game a little bit so you can see the entire... It's gonna sound silly, but see the entire screen instead of just seeing your character and your life bar. Like, it sounds silly, but being able to take in everything happening on the screen and being able to take in all the options that are on the table, it makes a huge difference for how you can try to approach these games. And yeah, so that is also... We have our 7th place tiebreaker here. We've already had a lot of sets being played. A lot of the sets already played today have been very exciting, but we still have more gameplay to come. I think we're going to have one more match here before we take a small break. But we're going to have our 7th place tiebreaker with Flare G and I Am Rock. We're just waiting for our players to get set up here, and we'll have that underway for you momentarily.
So this is going to be Chip into Leo, unless, they have something else planned, but it looks like they're Chip into Leo right now.
Yes.
So Leo, or I Am Rock's Leo in particular, has been doing a really nice job catching out these incredibly fast characters and just being able to use Leo's kit with the DPs and the back turn stance and all of these incredible tools that he has to just lock down these fast characters. So Flair has got to bring out every single tool in Chip's kit to be able to bring something new to this.
Yeah, and one of the things, too, is that I think we might see in this matchup here. So Flare G was a player who was leaving these rooms for ambiguous mix-up situations, and I Am Rock 8 was a player who was not scared to swing with the reversal. That may become a factor in this matchup. We'll have to see how it plays out here. Right now, relatively even circumstances. Flare G does have his burst available, and I Am Rock 8 does have enough bar for an RC for some offense. There's the PRC. Didn't really dash through afterwards, but was able to score a touch after the PRC. Not a ton of reward out of the situation, though. You might want to see a little bit more out of that typically.
Nice counter hit, though, with that overhead from Flair. Gonna get a good combo, push him into the corner. A little tap on the overhead, but some nice blocking from I Am Rock. Unfortunately, was trying to jump out, got caught up backing, and died.
Leo likes head pats, too. Who doesn't?
Those are spiky head pats, though.
Don't worry about it. It's okay. It'll be fine. All right. Chip running in here. There's the reversal in the middle of the sequence. Boom. There's the fireball there, holding down the block stun afterwards. Swinging in here. Ooh, there's a fast fireball. Okay, able to air dash in, up and over it. Of course, the command grab. Me and the bestie, command grabbing you. How's it feel?
Big counter hit, that's how that feels. So now, I Am Rock just doing what Leo does really well. Big combo here. Ends it in a super. We've been wrong before. He does live with a sliver, which means that Flair could, have something on incoming. Big whiffs on both sides, though.
These with just tease. Just doing it so many times. Baited out the burst. Knew it was coming. Very smart play there from Flare G. Knew the burst was coming there. Had to, because it was almost at the end of the round there. So just able to set up the circumstance and be ready for it and close it out. Yeah, the tough break there that super didn't didn't close it out there. Yeah, we see the wall break there with that sliver of health. That overdrive is not one of the more damaging ones. And then both sides playing around here with DP, runs in with the button. You're going to see an immediate burst after this. You're going to see an immediate burst here in just a moment. There's the RC, backs away from it, knew the burst was coming, and was ready for it. That was 3 DPs in the instant replay.
That's a lot of DPs.
It is,
But
it is.
what really, I mean, I understand why I Am Rock decided to do the burst there at the very end, because Chip is a really aggressive character and wants to be in on your face, so I'm guessing that they thought, oh, they're going to come in, I'm going to burst, I'm going to be able to repel their attack. But unfortunately for them, Chip, for once in his life, stood there and was able to capitalize.
The one time you'll ever see Chip stand still. All right, I Am Rock here. Starting up with the pressure care. Flare G gets clipped by it. There's DP out. Yeah, I want to see I Am Rock put better pressure situations out of the hits that they're getting.
I agree with that. Oh, another burst that could have been way more punished than it was. But a nice DP comes out of Flare, and really, it seems like it's kind of throwing I Am Rock a little bit.
Yeah, had the RC off of the Beta Blade. Oh, backdashes away there. However, the BRC in, able to catch the backdash. Needs the tiniest bit more damage, though, to close it out. Oh, no. I Am Rock needs this round.
He doesn't have that round, though.
That's, no. Like, needs to get the momentum seized. When you're fighting up against these players who play these fast characters and they play them at an exceptionally fast rate, if they get the momentum going, it's the scariest thing in the world. You need to find a way to, like, stop the momentum, slow things down, and assert yourself. And I Am Rock is having such a hard time with that. Get the whole gang in here.
I Am Rock is throwing out these DPs, and they're not working for him. He's got to find a different move to get in. Because so far, the last 3 have been punished to the fullest extent of Chip's kit. And another burst that was just not in his favor. Flare's kind of showing off a combo video of what Chip can do.
Yeah, Flare's offense, Flare is running his offense so fast and so quickly and is playing it so well. And I Am Rock is on the back foot from trying to deal with this. See the RC in here. There's the Fireball to try to hold down some extra pressure, but it's not enough to make something happen here. And Flare G just able to keep the pressure up and mix after every single exchange.
This is really hard for I Am Rock, because I feel like they're falling back to single button strings. Like, it can't even be called a string. It's just the first part of a thread, really. Because it's just like 1 or 2 things, back turn stance, throw out something, or Fireball dash up behind it, or DP, and it's just not working for them. And Flare is getting full combos off of every single touch.
Yeah, Flare is playing this with their heart. Like, their whole heart is still invested in playing this out. I Am Rock 8, though, still has a chance to try to make something happen here, so let's see.
So start of this one, actually going pretty well into I Am Rock's favor, finally seeing something more than a 2-hit combo. So that's actually a really nice thing already. But here comes the adjustment from Flare. Surprise! 10-hit combo, wall break.
Oh, damn, getting to the other side there, that was so sick. These mixed situations from Flare, so well done.
And another huge super, the whole gang, like you said, and just,
Yep.
okay.
Okay, make something happen here, but see, that's just a bigger version of swinging with the DP, because it's just swinging with the Wake Up Overdrive, but it worked out for I Am Rock this time, so who am I to say anything? That's round 1 going to I Am Rock. We got burst on both sides here. How are we going to start things off? Goes to the Air Alpha Blade.
And comes in 2K2D, forces out the burst, but Chip is trying his best to stop something. Okay, there was the nice side switching that we saw yesterday from I Am Rock. Good overhead, another good combo. Okay, starting to see more combos coming out from I Am Rock, which is the adjustment that I called out that he needed to make.
Yeah. Oh, we get the DP into the RC there. What we got here for the juggle? Oh, pushing the corner, bursts out. All right. Fireball pressure holds things down there, able to get the mix afterwards. I Am Rock able to make the adjustment, as you said, and actually tying those threads together into a string, making it happen.
I'm really glad to see it. I'm really glad to see that I Am Rock
Oh, yeah.
made those adjustments made more of those combos go together and to the fullest extent they can with Leo, because that made the difference, because they weren't these single hits that suddenly allowed an opening for Chip to get in. It was much stronger and much more controlled gameplay, and that was really what I Am Rock needed to continue this set.
Yeah, like it's not just about the damage with combos. Obviously, the damage is great because if you can delete the other character, then the round is won. It's also about the control of it and restricting your opponent's options and not letting them being able to enact what they want to do. If the more times you give your opponent a chance to act, the scarier it is, especially when they're a character who can reposition and get themselves back into a favorable approach, like Chip. Let's see if I Am Rock can keep up with that momentum and keep this locked down against Flare G.
The thing is, did Flare think about that and make any adjustments of their own? So right now, doing a lot more blocking than they had in the previous matches, and got hit by the fireball and gets caught by the DP, but a big counter hit DP on their own. Now pushing Leo into the opposite corner with the RC and losing. Yeah, I Am Brock is losing meter and tension because of all the FDing he's doing.
Hits with the DP there, might have been able to RC off the DP to get something else out of it, but working out for it after the follow-up here. Sliding on in, hits with the guard crush.
Okay, nice. I Am Rock continuing with the adjustments that they made in the previous game, and they're able to really show that they're in this still, but a huge counter hit. Unfortunately not able to get any further.
It's with the sweep there, able to catch the throw afterwards into the back turn stance. Nice, spaces it out there so that the couldn't go for the DP. Very smart there from I Am Rock.
Okay, it does burst and makes it safe by being so far away. Oh, surprise. Okay, I like that they made this the DP safe with the PRC. Gets grabbed, gets sliced.
Excellent!
That was... I am loving the adjustments I'm seeing from I Am Rock right now.
Excellent stuff there from I Am Rock. Yeah, that's the adjustment we want to see. Playing in such a fashion to keep Chip contained, so good. And you can see here, following up the fireball with the RC, forces out the burst there. Once that burst has been forced out and you're up against a low health character like Chip, you know that you just need like 1, maybe 2 more touches to make it happen.
So here we are in the 7th place tiebreaker. So one of these players will be in 8th, one of them will be in 7th. This is for official placements for ARCREVO Central. You know, for the purposes of seeding in this tournament, for the placements of this tournament for the finals, we needed to do this, which just means we get more Guilty Gear, and nobody's mad about that.
Exactly.
But now, does Flare make the adjustments, or does I Am Rock keep rolling with what they've been doing?
All right, we're into the last game here, so let's find out. Not too much longer. All right, catches with the sweep there. These just trading with these reversals.
Okay, so now... Okay, the fireball followed up with a PRC dash to keep Chip into the corner. This is gonna, that's gonna wall break, a lot of damage. Flare has got to make some adjustments and quickly to their gameplay. Just stop letting I Am Rock play, because that's what worked in the first 2 games.
I am shocked at how fast these have been getting turned around here from I Am Rock. Like this whole sequence, or this whole set. All right, burst gets used there. Trying to run up there and catch with a 2K. Not able to get anything out of it though. Alpha Blaze across to the one side. Ooh, run up, catches with the throw. Into the corner with you.
Okay, I like the way that Flare uses that up dash with the RC to just try and get something more happening. However, I Am Rock, another big combo. However, he lets him get unstuck from the wall. I think that was a...
I'm not too sure about that play there, but we'll have to see how if it comes back to bite I Am Rock, or if I Am Rock has some sort of grandmaster plan. All right, is the knockdown there? Not enough bar for any kind of RC option there, and that command grab seals the deal. We are on last round, last game, duel 3.
Oh my gosh, and they're pretty much even on their burst meter. It's just gonna come
drop kick. Let's go.
Yeah, just gonna come down to who gets the better combos, and right now it's looking like I Am Rock. That was a huge chunk of damage off of Flare.
It's positive bonus too, so one good touch here could kill Flare.
However, Flare is just not letting it deter him. Coming in from the air a little bit more often, dash up RC, gets a counter hit low.
That counter's so big. Okay, burst out though. Dodging the fireball there. Oh, gets tapped. This is so scary right now for Flare OG. Uses the burst there, has to, because they're in a very bad position if they didn't use it. Might have been even killed. This Chip theme right now, blown through the ears. Ah!
Okay, Alpha Blade is Iron Rock's doing a really good job blocking the Alpha Blades now, because that was quite literally tripping him up in the earlier games. Big
Oh no, that's it!
catch on the backdash. That does do it. Iron Rock takes 7th place.
Iron Rock able to fight back through all that and still come out on top of the set after being down. And I am very impressed at the adjustment that Iron Rock was able to make and play the back half of that set so differently. That was really, really, really well done. Flare G played excellently as well, but whew, yeah,
Something that we pointed out earlier in this top 8 was that the players who are going to do particularly well in ARCREVO and as the life of Guilty Gear continues is players who are going to be able to make adjustments on the fly. And we saw it there. It looked like Flare had it. It was 2-0. Everything was going in Flare's favor. You know, Chip was doing Chip things and was all over the screen. And then Iron Rock was able to make the adjustments as Leo, was able to stop doing these single hit things. They didn't DP as much either. They realized that that was where they were getting a lot of the Chip counter hits coming in, where Flare was able to get a lot of their damage. We also didn't see I think we saw like one afterwards, but as many suspicious bursts, if you want to call it that. But, you know, Iron Rock, great job adjusting. So Flare is going to be your 8th place for ARCREVO Central, and Iron Rock will be taking 7th.
Yes, and then we still have some more gameplay coming up for you after we take a short break here. We'll have Devil Chip versus Bermuda's Flash Metroid coming up in the winner side of things. We'll have SQ and Days in losers quarterfinals, and then the winner of that will go up against Jan, also waiting in the loser side of things as well. So we still have some more gameplay to come up for you, and before we get to that, we have a couple of ad reels we want to tell you about here, because if you're enjoying Strive, there's a lot of ways that you can get involved with Strive and a lot of ways that you can enjoy it. So yeah, please let us share this with you.
So the first thing that we want to go over is the Season Pass 1 roadmap. So you can see here we've already got Gold Lewis, Jacko, Happy Chaos, who was not available to play in this particular ARCREVO Central tournament, but will be available for next week's Mexico tournament. So you're going to want to see that. And we also know that our next additional DLC character is Biken. But even after that, we have another additional character, another battle stage, and another story. So if you don't already have the Season 1 pass, you should get it, because it's going to be some really good stuff coming up.
I am legitimately very excited for that story add-on. Like, people always get excited for characters, but like, I got way into the Strive story. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe it's a little nerdy of me. I'm sure a lot of other people emphasize as well. If you didn't tear up a little bit when some of the stuff that Eno was saying, I don't know what to tell you. But if you do want to enjoy that Strive story, one of the easy ways that you can is picking up the game for yourself. And it is going on sale right now for a holiday sale, up to 35% off, depending on platform there. And you can still get the season pass with that as well if you want to. It is on a nice discount here. This game has a lot of content. The story mode is, like I said, has a full, long, drawn-out thing. The gameplay itself is a lot of fun. It has a plethora of options and a plethora of ways you can enjoy the game, and you could even try competing in these ARCREVO tournaments in the future your own self. And of course, playing with all your friends across the country with that beautiful rollback netcode.
So, and thanks to you guys, thanks for voting. Guilty Gear Strive is the winner of the best fighting game this year, and that, I mean, that's a lot about what you all did this year. It was all of the beta testing, it was all of the rollback netcode, it was people playing coast to coast, country to country, and just being able to bring this game into life. And we all appreciate it because we love some Guilty Gear and we're loving where this is going. So thank you, and congratulations, Guilty Gear, for Strive for winning the best fighting game at the Game Awards.
Yeah, and of course, there is a lot more ARCREVO action still coming your way. ARCREVO America is still going down. As we mentioned multiple times, there is the Mexico region, the Canadian, and then the East and West Coast going down as well. You can sign up for those at the URL you can see below, arcsystemworks.com/ARCREVO America 2021. And you can see when all those will be happening. Mexico is next week, and then the others will be taking place shortly after the holidays, around January 15th and onwards. So check those out if you are so inclined, and I encourage you all to sign up if you haven't already. And of course, you'll have a lot of action broadcast right here on this same Twitch channel.
We also want to give a shout out to Hitbox, who is one of our partners in this event. Hitbox is designed by fighting game players for fighting game players. And if you were here yesterday, you heard me say this already, but I actually asked for this slide because I just switched to Hitbox this week and I can't say enough great things about it. As an older player in the community, I struggle sometimes with inputs on a traditional stick, and so I went ahead and switched to Hitbox. I can't say enough great things about what it's done for my hands, about the intentionality of my buttons, and it was actually a really easy transition. I've been playing all week. Actually played a little bit of Happy Chaos today and was having a really great time with it. So it's a minimal, sleek design. It's light, so you don't have this heavy thing in your bag. When you go back to in-person tournaments, it's got native PS3, PS4, Switch, and PC, and it's compatible with PS4 games on the PS5, which is great. And there are top players like Ronald and Cloud805 who play Guilty and DBFZ that use this. I mean, honestly, if you're having trouble with your hands, get a Hitbox because it's a world of difference. So you can check that out at hitboxarcade.com/ARCREVO.
Yeah, and Hitbox as well is always a constant supporter of a lot of different scenes out there in the fighting game world. So they are absolutely invested in trying to help push our scene forward as best they can, whether it's by providing controllers or providing support to a lot of tournaments, such as some other tournaments going down with Low Kick Esports. Low Kick Esports is helping take care of the stream setup here today. And of course, Low Kick hosts a variety of events as well in the Chicago area, and also hosts online events as well. On Tuesdays, there's Low Kick Online, which you can sign up at smash.gg/LKO. And then on Fridays, there's the FGC meetups, which happen. I believe those are still going down at Ignite in Chicago. I'm not 100%. Oh, Ignite in Skokie. My apologies there. Ignite's a very popular venue, the Skokie location there. And you can go smash.gg/FGC meetups for more information. And then Square Up, going down in Logan Square. That one's in Chicago. smash.gg/Square Up. Twitch.tv/LowKickEsports. You can sign up for them on YouTube as well. And of course, they have a Twitter account if you go looking out there to find Low Kick. The Low Kick crew has been fantastic and has been helped carry the scene through times of pandemic, and also hosting a lot of tournaments in the Chicagoland area and throughout in other parts as well. So yes, if you are in that area or you want to sign up for some online tournaments, check out Low Kick.
Also, just really quick, want to shout out that Low Kick is actually the team that's behind this stream today. Yes. So Low Kick is all the people who are running this, getting brackets together, and can't say enough great things about them. So thank you, Low Kick, for sustaining the fighting game community in the Central region throughout the pandemic and beyond, because you guys are great. So that's actually going to do it here for the two of us. We're going to make a quick commentator switch before we get through the rest of this incredible top 8 action. So we've got winners finals, losers semis, the 5th place tiebreaker, and then losers finals, grand finals, and there could be a grand finals reset. It's going to be crazy. You don't want to miss it. But before we go, Swell, where can we catch you?
You can find me at SwellGGs on Twitter. Just Swell, and then just like you're saying, GGs. I talk about fighting games and other stuff out there, so if you want to, feel free to give me a follow. I also commentate for a variety of other tournaments, and you'll probably see me at an anime tournament or two in the near future. So yeah, hope to see y'all around. Jadelyn, where can folks find you?
You can find me at Jadelyn Gaming across all different social medias, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and on YouTube. And I talk a lot about fighting games, particularly ArcSys games like Strive, Central Fiction, Cross Tag. That's where you can find me. I do commentary, gameplay, and cosplay, so you can check me out there. And with that being said, that's going to do it for us. But don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss the rest of this ARCREVO Central qualifier coming up right after this.
お頼み申す、お頼み申す。卒じながら冥府はいずこ。外道が笑えば民が泣く。諸行に拉致なき沙汰あれば魔道の始末を請負いいたす。己は美老の三品侍。指導死に花無用の所存。
お前を前にすると立ち止まったはずの俺が追いついてくるみたいでな。だが大丈夫だ、ディライラ。大丈夫。
There's no way you'll believe me when I say this, but I'm really hoping you guys win. Because I'd like to see you again.
It took me 10 years to find the answer to something. I forgot about it in 2 seconds. That's about it.
I don't care about winning. I'm just here for the pleasure, not the fights. But you, see, this world is a broad, colorful carpet. But if you pull a single thread from beneath your feet and start to unravel it, you realize in the end that the carpet's just made of one long thread. That thread's is necessity. Everything is connected. One may witness an unfathomable sight and call it a miracle, but that's a misnomer. It's all cause and effect, and you should never mistake necessity for fate. Humans have the freedom of choice. Come play with me again.
Can't you see I'm blazing? Still my heart is blazing. If the words kill me, I don't need a new world over you. My tribe is my word. Your words will never let me disobey. has come, a different day from everyone. Without love, it's like my time was frozen still.
Welcome back to the back half of Top 8 of ARCREVO Central 2021. I'm Dynamite, joined by the ace of Game Zero, and this ending to ARCREVO America is going to be a blast because that first half of Top 8 was nothing but heat.
I am still reeling from that first half. I was telling you off stream that, you know what, I had a fantasy bracket going and it's destroyed. I don't even, like, insta-kills are actually on my Smash GG following along. That's where they win. Like,
It's been, I mean, who would have expected the bracket to end up like this? And
Right.
the people that are remaining have been really pushed to the limit. We got Jan sitting in losers semifinals, Devil Chip and Flash Metroid sitting in winners finals, and the next match we have up is SQ versus Days. Both of these players been on the tear, and SQ, they were pushed to the absolute brink in a game 5 scenario against Devil Chip's Leo. So you know they want a little bit of revenge, but you know, Days has been a player that once they found momentum in the set, it seems like they just continue forward and don't stop until they get the W.
absolutely. And that's a big story right here, right? 3 Michigan players still in this bracket for top 8. And, you know, SQ, Devil Chip have gone toe-to-toe through various games throughout their FGC career. But being able to see them clash it out here in ARCREVO, it's like I'm sitting right back at locals all over again, just getting to see them play against each other and to see that Devil Chip still edging out a victory over SQ. I'm hoping for that run back. I want to see that exchange. I mean, they both were notorious for timing out the entire clock for plenty of grand finals before. So I'm looking forward to see how that turns out. Plus, like you said, Days is going to be on a tear. Days is going to be hyper aggressive in this next set. So we'll see if SQ can kind of keep Giovanna at bay. It is possible, that's for sure, but Giovanna does have a lot of answers to really kind of force Ramathal into a lot of really negative situations for her. So,
And it's a matchup that we've seen at NLBC, right? So
Right.
it's something that, you know, these players are familiar with each other, and we're going to get straight into it. The last losers quarterfinals of top 8, Days on the Giovanna, SQ on the Ramlethal. We're back at it. ARCREVO America Central 2021.
oh, here we 2021, we're back. It's another year. It's a glorious year
Mankind
for the
music.
Central region, and it'll be a
Duel
glorious time
one.
for Mankind to
Let's
really
rock.
reflect upon themselves throughout this top 8. And here we go. I'm gonna catch up to the round here in just a second, and we are caught up. Open up here. SQ trying to dominate this corner. Great jump out with Days.
R/slash series went for the Travail. SQ early avoiding that Travail. Does not want to have to face down those plus frames.
Yeah, no, not at all. Keep you at bay. The mid-range is where Ramathal wants to keep Geo for a lot of situations until Ram gets that corner. And here, the 6H change is going to be devastating for Ramathal without meter here. So, fortunately, we got the blue RC trying to get out, push back just a bit. What a challenge. Days, excuse me.
Days for days right now on SQ's game plan. The super cancel as well through the wall. Not quite dead, but SQ at the limit and the sliding 2S. What an option, right? Because backmatching that, if you don't do it early, means that Days is going to be able to catch you slipping, and now they got first blood.
Absolutely here. Already in that corner situation, strong for SQ, jailing out the jump E. Really important here, getting that sword back. And nice 5K catches Days, trying to jump out here. And again, a shattered hyper B coming out here for SQ to take that first section of the round here. It's a bit of a damage on the end. SQ coming out, no hits, not out. Burst available. What you gonna do, Days?
Yo, SQ answering right back with the perfection. We're already at duel 3 of game 1. Let's go.
Excellent start. 214K corner, unbelievable. Already getting into the throw kick. Take throw setups here. Wow.
There it is. That's what you want to see if you're a Geo player. But the windshield wiper after the gold burst, Red RC nothing doing. However, SQ in a bit of trouble, in a lot of trouble. Stuck in the corner, the close knees to the chest. Lay him to rest. Game 1 goes to Days.
Yes, the double knees for you, trying to stay safe in that corner situation there. And again, one of those things where you want to have meter if you are Ramlethal in those corner situations, because goodness gracious, like reading off that gold burst here, already had that substantial lead. And here we had the red RC coming out from SQ, and just the challenge, Days constantly challenging throughout this set, and just gaps where like you would expect the fear to be put into you. We've seen time and time again where Ramlethal is going to get caught or going to catch a lot of counter hits, and Days is not phased at all.
Not a single bit. And building up that momentum, as we said earlier, is going to be so important for Days, because once you get that rhythm going, especially as a Geo player, you can just continue your assault, keep up the offensive options on Oki, and force your opponent to never play the game.
Right. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and that's so scary. But even on the same side of the coin, though, Ramlethal can keep that situation up too. It's just you got to put Days out, and you got to put Days in the corner, and you know Days has just not been respecting gosh darn near anything. So let's see if SQ changes the game plan here, tries to stay alive. Nice catch.
That's going to be that's going to be important. The catching of that dash out for SQ is going to be all important. But right now we're getting the windshield wiper other side of the screen. SQ wisely cracking it without using any big opening moves or delays, because that was a real splat.
Yep. Here we go. Throw a lot of work here. Oh, but not able to block. Had to FD in that situation, had the resources available to do so, but was already committed to dashing, trying to enforce that pressure. Big jump, heavy slash coming in, tries to get the pickup, but SQ not having it here.
Stagger step on the far slash. I like SQ's option of backdashing there, just getting out of threat range and putting Ram into the explosive range of the sword. 6P, huge knockdown here, run up throw. Let's go, SQ with the pressure, close slash, cape swing in the wind like a BC superhero, and through the wall we go. Days on last legs for this round.
See, we got the blue RC not able to get away, so had to spend the burst. Okay, just out of range for slam to the table. SQ wants to make a statement here and an explosive finish here for that round. 1-1 for both players.
One of the ways that SQ is answering back Days is with just the momentum that Ramlethal can generate after she gets the corner carry, and doing honestly what Days likes to do on Geo, and is just an aggressive ground game and keeping the opponent on the defensive. It's really good when you have a player that's able to answer back that pacing that Geo kind of naturally creates just through her character kit.
Yes, absolutely. And I do appreciate that turnaround here. SQ recognizing that, Days isn't going to respect the strings that I'm putting out there, so I'm just going to close all the gaps. Here's string traps up, string traps for you. Once again, dash up slash going to actually connect here, and once again, sword situation. Let's get this explosion here. Boom! The giant overdrive here. Look at the damage. It's comfortable here, SQ here.
SQ relax now with the life lead. Jump back P, keeping Days check in the neutral game.
Wow. In the micro dash there, we are definitely adjusting, because we saw that dash up from Days, and SQ already putting the button on top of the thrown sword, not giving the opportunity for Days. Days, a pickup here. Will get the shatter.
It'll be a positive bonus for Days. The wake up button from SQ saying, hold on, wait a minute. It's my turn.
See, you know what? If you want to disrespect me, I can do exactly the same. I don't care whose turn it is. And here we go. Nice overtime. By Days red RC to get the shatter should finish around here.
Days well aware, sending us into duel 3. Nice block on the Morphobato. And now Days with the momentum for sure. Clash on the counter hits. Days looking for a way to approach.
Slash here, 4K. Uh-oh, we are in trouble. Burst is available. Gonna back off here. It was gonna get close, especially with that overdrive. I agree with that burst right there. I want to try to maintain some semblance of a comeback here.
Oh, jump back S, a very good tool for Ramlethal, and SQ using it to perfection. The sword set, gotta guess. Days tries to escape. Blue RC, what's it gonna be? PRC right back at you. What a check from Days.
That's absolutely here. Oh no, the throw does get the W here. Wow, honestly, this back and forth, it's gonna go the distance here. I guarantee it, because if you start to look at the adjustments these two players are going through, SQ gave an immediate knowledge check in that corner situation here. You're about to see it where we get the sword thrown right into the corner and we wait for a moment, right? To see, all right, what is your next option? Because I've hit you enough on your dash up, and Dazed opting to sit right there because we've been punished enough out of that situation. And wow, this 5P was beautiful. Off the jump in here, SQ getting interrupted, and now we have, again, a situation where Dazed is at an advantage, and we have the opportunity to make that throw, close it out.
Dazed sitting on game point after really adjusting to SQ's rhythm and looking to move on to loser semifinals. However, SQ, one of the best Ramlethals we got in North America, so not out of it by far.
Mankind.
No, definitely not here. And again, you activate the comeback factor here. When SQ is caught on the back foot, she can actually bring out some of the cheesy stuff, you know, some stuff that gets you blown up for thinking twice here. Okay, we got the purple RC, the aggression, all systems go for SQ.
Pushing forward into that corner goes Dazed. Dazed hemmed up at the moment, cannot let go of guard. Opened up too early, got blown back. SQ still working. Dazed in a whole heap of trouble. He needs some help.
Honestly, is Tension Pulse even a thing for SQ right now? How many PRCs have we seen in this corner series? And again, you know, SQ, master of the corner, fantastic. Oh my goodness, fantastic counter hit. Gonna get the pickup of the PRC and the kill. You see time and time again, this is how we are gonna run the corner game. SQ has straight up guides on this. You know what it's gonna be. You can try to prevent it if you want to, but SQ has figured out the strategy here. Nice counter hit.
Oh, great check on the flip. Dazed locked in on that. There's a lot of things that Ramlethal gets away with, but Dazed is well aware, like, yo, you're not going to be able to continue that pressure. Look at these staggered 5Hs plus frames. Great tech from SQ. Eyes clearly open.
The chase down. We saw the drift a mile away. Let's drift backwards. I got an anti-air for you. Gets the shatter off the 6H. Beautiful stuff for Dazed here. Last chance here in this round at the very least. Good. Air to air. We're gonna hold on to this burst no matter what. It's gonna be a last-ditch effort for SQ.
Oh, the blue RC gets caught by the 6P though. SQ has 50% tension, uses a heal. Walk with me, talk with me a little bit. Dazed getting carried to the corner, but the life lead usually in their favor. Blown up by the 5P. It doesn't matter, Dazed had burst.
I mean, oh goodness, the close slash right there. Honestly, that risk gauge was absolutely cranked. And had that 2D been a second late, that would have been a big counter hit, and that would have ended the round. We'd had a different story, but here we go. SQ caught once again in a really tough situation in the corner, has burst.
Match point for Dazed, wants to close the door on SQ's run immediately. PRC waited to see if something was happening, but SQ down backing for life. Finally gets thrown. Close slash blocking again. Another throw off of the close slash. What's it going to be? The golden burst. Red RC off of the windshield wiper. SQ has a chance.
Wants to make sure we get out of the corner as far as we can. Nice looking series here. Gonna take this corner situation. Nice throw. Delay on the sword throw even to catch that. Nice. Another one here. This is big, but Meter's almost. Oh, wow.
Snatched up. Dazed is looking to try to find a route to escape. The neutral jump and a full conversion from Dazed. No, the drop at the end.
5P, what a mash out right there. Oh my goodness. It was a messy spaghetti situation right there. Good thing we got the bibs, the napkins at the dinner table ready to go to make sure we're able to keep things clean, because you know grandma's going to be upset if that gets on the tablecloth.
Yeah, that took a lot to cook, and a lot of people died to be able to have that meal. Dazed almost dropping it on the floor, but picking it, you know, catching it, it was one of the bobble, you know, one of those situations. So you gotta make sure it stays nice and ready to eat, and eating Dazed will be as they move forward into loser semifinals. And that, I mean, that was a set 0. Look, incredible adaptation there, but
yeah,
they seem to be really well aware of how to turn things back around, even when they went down a round or two, right? Like, it was just one of those situations where SQ tried to keep him hemmed up in the corner, and Dazed just made the right answers most of the time, and that allowed them to change and turn the tides.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, early on in the Life of Guilty Gear Strive, especially for the Geo and Ramlethal matchup, I was constantly saying, you know what, there's a lot of things that Ramlethal can get away with. You just have to be aware, and don't let Ramlethal get away with those things. And Geo is definitely one of those characters that can say, hey, wait a minute, this is my turn here. This is the opening here. You're being kind of kind of shaky on these frame openings here. So I'm going to jump out, take my turn back, and get back into this corner here. And honestly, with the changes how dash works for Giovanna in this latest patch, I'm not surprised to see that Daze has just cranked up the aggression to 11 in this entire series. So Daze is definitely one to fear, definitely one to watch, especially when it comes to Giovanna here. So definitely keep an eye out. And SQ also, what a run for SQ. And I am heartbroken as, you know, as a SQ fan. I'm sure many other SQ fans are. The squad, I've seen you in chat out there. So thank you for supporting SQ, but continue to do so because she's been doing a tremendous job throughout Guilty Gear Strive's lifetime. And I'm still looking forward to more. This won't be the last you see of SQ by any means.
Yo, not at all. And speaking of seeing more, we're going to be moving into winners finals. Devil Chip on the Leo White Fang versus Flash Metroid on the Axel Low. Both of these players have a little bit of knowledge of one another.
Just a smidgen, right?
Just
you
a
know,
tad.
Again, we're going right back to bring back another Michigan local group players here. So we do have Devil Chip, like you said, and Flash out here, which is, we'll see how this goes, you know, because again, it's another one of those things where like, all right, we've been playing each other, we're used to each other's tendencies, we're probably going to see a lot of unique things between these two players that wouldn't normally see in this matchup. I mean, Axel has been absolutely devastating throughout the entire series, like especially on growth from Europe into America as well, right? Because Axel was definitely the king in the Salt Mine League for sure, right? For quite some time for Guilty Gear. So now seeing the return of Axel in America, I'm really excited to see what we have in store from Flash. And of course, Devil Chip, though. Great to see you once again back on the front here. I mean, you've been real quiet about that Guilty Gear, but it's interesting to see the leaving from Chip, coming to Leo here, as Devil Chip is definitely a Chip play and Revelator, but here we go. Leo up against Flash Metroid.
Winners finals, ARCREVO America Central Qualifier 2021. Yo, this is going to be incredibly sick because both of these players have been playing with some heat. I cannot wait to see how Devil Chip answers Flash's War of Attrition Axel.
Yep, like I said, the winner of this is going to just be sitting pretty in grand finals, have that qualifying spot for the finals at ARCREVO. So here we go. Who wants to get the nice, easy vacation? And Flash Metroid just went a little shot in the back. Hey, Leo, stay all the way over there. Appreciate you social distancing guidelines.
Gotta make sure you stay all the way away for safety. The burst used by Devil Chip wanted no parts. PRC on the whiff bomber. Flash though in strong control with this life lead.
You know, when you have this distance here, just being able to kind of interrupt a lot of these approaches here, great hit right there to close out that round. You can relax. You don't have to feel pressure. And Devil Chip is going to have a hard time. So, you know, like usually we see like heavy slash fireball from Leo, right? To kind of wall off that approach. But think about it differently when you're going up against Axel.
You absolutely do. And we saw this matchup at CEO Grand Finals, right? Like this was the set that we watched K7 win, and it was a really big knowledge check for them to see how they were going to approach. Devil Chip, though, finally getting in. Flash attempting for the 2H, gets jumped over. The burst back to the corner. Sickle Flash comes out. Great punish on the recovery.
There we go. Now we have the exact position that Devil Chip wants to be, but we aren't out of the woods yet. Great counter hit found from Flash Metroid here. Good block on the dive kick. Here we go. Gonna get that distance. Purple RC tries to get as much damage as he can. Burst is available for Devil Chip here. A last resort for sure.
I like this patience from Devil Chip, despite being at the life deficit, knowing if I go in recklessly, I'm going to get sniped out. Flash Metroid in negative penalty, but honestly, do you even need tension at the moment? You're able to just escape every time Devil Chip is approaching. Can't catch me. 1-0 is what it's going to be. Flash Metroid with the escape plan.
I mean, honestly, like you said there, negative penalty was activated there not once, but twice for Flash Metroid. And at this range here, right, look at the life deficit. One touch will do it, and you've been catching Devil Chip this entire time in neutral. It's a shame this air throw whiffed entirely. That is such a shame because that could have changed the pace entirely for Devil Chip and got that corner situation. But again, jumping out, perfect jump out from Leo's dash through attack right there too, because honestly that's full reaction right there, plenty of time to recognize the situation. You're not within a flash kick range, so you have that time to make that decision here. And again, Flash Metroid in control.
Yeah, we saw a little bit of capitalization on Double Chip with the run through on the Sickle Flash block at closer ranges, but again, didn't get much mileage out of it in the Flash Metroid spacing things out. I love the way that Flash dashes in with Axel to change the rhythm, keep the opponent off guard. The back jump on the JH. Flash Metroid is playing.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, got the knockdown once again. Did you even have an opportunity to make a move right there? Goodness gracious.
It's a maze of chains right now, and Devil Chip is getting lost on every turn. Back throw, Flash Metroid jumping in, close slash connects, and just the interruption and staggering pressure of Flash Metroid is keeping Devil Chip on the back foot. Holy smokes! PRC the splat and through. This is almost game 2.
Hey, wait a minute. I thought Axel was a zoning character. We see Axel in the face of Leo. Not a care in the world. Getting that shattered now. It's Devil Chip's turn. Getting pushed out. And look, I don't care how fast you're coming at me. I got these chains for you. You're going to get caught up.
Caught up and tied up. Devil Chip down 0-2 against Flash Metroid's Axel. And you see how Flash just breaks up the natural zoning rhythm that can get you comfortable, right? You think about high-level players that approach the Axel matchup and they say, okay, I'm going to look for a 2H to jump over, right? Or a Sickle Flash to jump over. I'm going to avoid jumping at certain angles because I don't want to get sniped with the anti-air. But what Flash does is says, okay, I got the life lead, I'm coming in. I'm coming in, see what I can do, and it really does take your mind for a loop, even if you're somewhat expecting it.
Yeah, I definitely could agree there because, I mean, we think about other Axel players. We think about, like, Yurikov. We think about, as well, at the CEO matchup with K7s. You're seeing different tendencies from players, and that's the beauty of Strive, is that people can play their characters in such a unique way, and it still works across the board. But here we see Flash Metroid playing that mental game of just really interrupting your options. Instead of reacting, you are just forcing options out of your opponent, which is a great way to play zoning, because over time you're gonna get your damage, and it's gonna cause your opponent to get frustrated. Oh wow, medium burst.
Yeah, Devil Chip forcing the burst out of Flash Metroid early for the first time this set. And with a little bit of a life lead, the chip damage is going to change that. Oh my goodness. The pain and punishment. One vision, catching him low, hit him with the toes, over we go.
Oh my. Yeah, bring him in one more time here. I'm fishing for this victory right here. Still past that distance, one touch away. It's a sneeze and it's the W. There we go.
The JS closeout for Flash Metroid. This is match point for Flash Metroid. Can they punch that airline ticket, Zero, to get to ARCREVO Finals?
You know, Flash is coming into this feeling really confident, and I guess we could see absolutely why here. Already got that distance game. Hold on to the explosion real quick from Rensen here.
Oh, the anti-air trade going in Flash's favor.
Oh.
Somebody start investing in the stock market with this man.
Okay, we got the burst, and this is the time you got to turn it around, Devil Chip. Nice, red RC, turbulence. Let's get the back turn. What's the guess? It's the overhead.
Dome split wide open. Axel screaming for their life out here, just surprised and shocked. Positive bonus rocking for Devil Chip, using some of that meat to bury up. Doesn't want to take any of that damage, and into the loving arms of Flash Metroid. What a way to dash up. And it wasn't just a full screen run. It was a dash up stop. He read that jump arc incredibly well, and that is why Flash Metroid is going into Grand Final. My man got a whole library on the entire cast of Top 8.
I mean, that's just signs of a top-tier player, right? Like, you play a zoning character for a reason. You're trying to create bad situations for your opponent and really trying to call out options that are, you know, just bad ideas. Like, all right, look, I'm going to throw my red set out. I know this is the angle that you have to jump in. I know that this is the angle you had to approach. I mean, beautiful just decision making. I mean, it's not rock, paper, scissors at that point, right? You're just playing high-speed chess or high-speed checkers in this case too, right? Because the jump option was already presented in front of you, and we did see Flash had plenty of time to make that reaction. And that quick decision making, especially in a game like Guilty Gear, is so crucial. I mean, absolutely great stuff from Flash, punching their ticket over to the ARCREVO Finals. Devil Chip, still in this bracket, still has another shot to bring it back. We'll
Absolutely.
see how that one goes.
And look, you only need to make it to Grand Finals to get that second spot, right? So the two Grand Finalists will have the ability to fly out to ARCREVO. So, I mean, of course, Zero, you know, if you're a competitor, you want to win the whole damn thing, right? So that's what you want to do. But for the rules and regulations as set by the good people at Arc System Works, all you got to do is get into grand finals and you make it through. So I'm sure that Devil Chip is waiting in that loser's final spot and eagerly anticipating who they are going to go up against. But before we get there, we're going to have the 5th place tiebreaker match. Trev Ward versus SQ, Nago versus Ram. Yeah, I'm eager to see this one as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely eager to see this. I mean, both these players have clashed several times. A lot of these Midwest tournaments, you know, regular names that we do see. Trevor has been on a tear, just showing exceptional growth right at the outset from Guilty Gear Strive. And of course, SQ, very much the same as well. Strong player. She's been doing a tremendous job as well, especially creating that Guilty Gear content and really trying to teach and grow the scene as well. So I'm really looking forward to this matchup. Such a heartbreaker set for Trevor earlier, coming up on top 2-0 against Jan and H-Town. And then, you know, H-Town just decided to show how big they really were and close it out with the sweet reversal. And I am absolutely gutted, but hopefully that mindset doesn't carry over into this one. And, you know, you had that positive outlook to at least get that better standing in this ARCREVO bracket here, because still you made it. This central region was no easy path for anybody. I mean, these pools were insane, and making it here this far is definitely a statement.
Absolutely a statement. And both of these players have been just grinding out Guilty Gear Strive since it dropped. So, you know, they want to make the best placement possible. And this is one of the ways to do it through the tiebreaker matches. Look, you know, I always say when it comes to matches like this, you still obviously not only want to do your best just because you're a competitor, but you know that there's something to be learned here, right? In all of the trials and tribulations that both of these players went through to get to this spot, you're fighting each other at your maximum, right? At the best of your best. So there's always something to be learned in the set, and that's why I love to see these tiebreaker matches, because they really do show you how much people fight and how hard they fight, even if it's just for a placement that obviously isn't number one.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more, because, you know, not everybody got to attend CEO, which was like a phenomenal showing for offline Guilty Gear, with a lot of great matches, a lot of great sets to go over. But this right here is that other opportunity, right? And a more focused opportunity too, to really split up these regions. I mean, of course, we're the first region to start things off for America, and you know, the next one is going to be the Mexico region as well. So looking forward to seeing that. But I am certainly looking forward to seeing this set. Let's go, Trevward and SQ. We'll flip the names in just a moment. Don't worry about it.
We got it all set and ready to go.
I said like it, and it flipped.
5th place match.
Mankind.
You speak it into existence, Zero. Just voice-led comms in production. Big counter hit on the 5H from SQ into the regular throw and forces the burst out early from Treble.
Beautiful. Love that decision. I know you saw that decision with a 6P to avoid that sword throw. That's a great little timing tech right there too, right? Because you're going to force that sword to recover longer, but I tell you what, it didn't really matter, because this damage from Ramlethal is just devastating. I'm not even sure if there was any other cool opportunity there for Trevor, but that was rough.
That was incredibly rough. I almost didn't get to play the game outside of that 6P, and SQ right back at it. Interrupted with the 5K. Trevor tried to slide forward, but the burst, golden edition at that, giving SQ a lot of the resources she needs to push Trevor back into that corner.
Yeah, this is definitely a sign of confidence here from SQ. Going for the flip here, picks up the sword once again. Nice drift. Oh no, what a call out on that burst. We are definitely getting the shatter off of this. Won't get the overdrive because of that. So we're going to hold out. I mean, you know, that drift, forcing that tension pulse just a smidge here. Slowly and carefully. Plenty of resources for Trevor.
The staggers on the close slashes, the patience from SQ. Trouble with a ton of tension though. Sliding up, look at the far slash, gets the lift with the RC. You gotta imagine the super is coming, and it does.
Yep,
absolutely. We're going upstairs.
Pick it up. Let's see the painting. It's a full circle. Great shatter, great W for that round here. 1-1 apiece, and it's already been a strong telling here. SQ definitely made a statement at the start, but Trevor's not swayed in any way. Nice 6P.
Get it out of here, Trevor doing the Dikembe Mutombo. And SQ would force the burst.
Oh, big counter hit, letting it rip once again. Gonna get the splat and Shatter as well, too. Just immediate spending on the overdrive. I don't blame you because this should wrap things up.
I know it's rough and you gotta go to HR twice, go all the way to that upper floor, executive suite. You don't want to have it happen, but for Trevor, it ends up in a 1-0 for them. I really like the response from Trevor. Seemed to figure out the spots of where to interrupt SQ's opening and approach to avoid the corner situation completely, right? Because you definitely don't want to be there against Ram.
No, not at all. I mean, we saw it round one, right? You were in the corner for a second, said, okay, this is not the space for me. This is a no-no zone. Don't want to be here at all.
I'm good to go.
Right, so going into game two, and what a beautiful shatter. I mean, you had to go to HR twice, like you said. You know, you try to talk to your supervisor. They didn't give you the results you were looking for, so you took it up to that next level. Here we go. Already 50% health.
SQ elevating just a bit, but Trevor again with an aggressive burst, slide into the 2H, and now SQ stuck in the corner. Great defensive use there of the 214S, but blown open are the doors of Trevor, and SQ trying to do some spending.
Oh yeah, plenty of resources available. It's a full check. And oh, we're going for the side swap. We're just gonna make that happy combo. Nice red RC to give us an opportunity to go under. Hyper beam coming through, blast through the door.
Ain't no cooldown on that. You get to act right again too. You don't even gotta wait that extra turn. That's
it's that sunny day. Sunny day is out. That's actually solar beam. I was mistaken. We had the green Ramathal, so it's grass type.
Yeah. We got it. SQ with the dash up throw, pushing Trevor to the corner. Gold burst right back at you. Now Trevor got the cash. Payday. Have it my way.
Nice red RC to make sure we got the guaranteed fine point on this overdrive here. This will be a grip, not gonna kill. One opportunity, but look at that. We have overdrive available.
Woo! The slide in 5 does stand up when I'm talking to you.
I wasn't done. I threw you out, but I wasn't done. I got in another thing.
The turnaround, windshield wiper connects the RC. Trevor stuck in the corner. Lifted up, sword set, gotta guess.
Make that reset, great explosion here, plenty of resources. Go backdash, you're lucky you didn't get caught by that explosion. But missing a sword here, this is the opportunity Trevor's looking for here.
With the backstep here, trying to find that space. The clone dash in has been paying big bills. I thought there was going to be an air throw, but the blood explosion catches SQ before she can get out. The lift up and the finish, decapitation, the name of the station. Trev Ward with a 2-0 after the blood pop. Come on, son.
Thought it was over. I thought that, once the blood started spilling, that was it. It was a wrap. But no, we got the Beyblade, let it rip all day, and just completely in control of the situation. Like, sometimes you see Trevor get a little off kilter here when the blood starts flowing. And honestly, that's a great opportunity right there. And it's so unfortunate that we got caught on jump. That was actually yellow RC. Are you serious? Interrupted the yellow RC? I had no idea. Dynamite, what is going on? Blood Rage might be the new tech, right? I need to talk to Hotashi about that one.
Yeah, gonna have to get the info on that. But Trevor needs that last digit on the board to win. Incredibly good defensive goal there. Putting SQ in a bad situation. The golden burst, I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Has plenty of resources here, but do you get the chance to use it? Because Nagoriyuki once again wants to create this beautiful painting, but uses the tip of the brush instead of the full stroke.
Sometimes you just got to get the the light arcs in there to mix in with a little bit of the heavy. And speaking of heavy, Trevor trying to put SQ into a very heavy situation. Great backdash, Trevor keeping it clean. Ran into the super. SQ gets a chance.
The YRC SQ being really patient. Nice, goes for low reset here. Oh, what a counter hit. Okay, so once again pushed over, too far away for that sword explosion, giving Trevor the opportunity.
Oh, almost a calamity trade. SQ has burst as well. Red RC. Trevor gets one last guess with sword throw. This is the opportunity. Stand up. On your feet, says Trev Ward. So I can aim this sword nice and clean at the next match point.
Right, great throw. Oh, we're biting. Now we have all the opportunity in the world here to use whatever skills we want to use to make sure we close it out. 6B, where do you think you're going? Purple RC? I'm hungry out here. I'm trying to get this 3-0.
Back thrown into the corner. SQ with the sword set. Trevor guarding it up, down, back, and chilling. Not doing anything wild, but gets caught with the cape sway. And now a full juggle combo, and through the wall Trevor goes. Oki time for SQ.
Now let's get great backdash 5K. Once again, the dust, but we already played the blood-sucking universe cannot be blocked though. When Nagoriyuki is hungry, sometimes it's onigiri, sometimes it's a fresh dosage of blood. You got to rehydrate, and in this case, when you're a vampire, it's blood. And I tell you, Trevor was out for blood in this one. Not gonna go out with a 2 with an 0-2 ending. It's a 1-1 here since we started on loser's side. So, wow.
Look, Trevor, you see right here, use the 5D, let SQ jump out, and then just waited for the Uber Eats to show up at the door. My man was chilling for the whole landing animation. Like, you know what? I'm good. It's going to be here. I see it on the app. Let me take a little snack. And just like that, Trevor ends up in 5th place after a strong showing against SQ in the 3-0. And that's not easy to do, by the way. That is a hard task.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, we've seen, like I said at the top of the set, right? Trevor has been growing exponentially in Guilty Gear Strive. And to see this consistent Nagoriyuki play just constantly become stronger and stronger. I mean, Trevor wasn't really feeling himself at the end of the CEO performance that he had in Guilty Gear. It was like, you know what? Like, I could have done better, but just to see it here to immediately turn around, we already saw that we weren't beating ourselves up about last weekend's performance. This was like the end-all be-all for Trevor, right? I mean, that was just turned up to 11, a great showing for sure, and tough opponents across the board. SQ prepared just as well for this one too, and I'm glad I got to see everybody really performing. Nagoriyuki, I think, up in 5th place. Wow.
Yeah,
I know you're happy about that.
Look, you know, I always like to see Nago do the do. So whenever they get to get further in the bracket, I'm always a happy person. But speaking of doing the do, Days has to do a do-si-do with Jan and the entirety of H-Town that definitely showed up to empower them to get that reverse sweep. This is Giovanna versus Potemkin for our loser semifinals match. Good old 1st to 3-0. This is going to be rough. This might be rough for Days because you got to get to Potemkin. You got to go into the loving arms to do damage if you're Gio.
This is the one scary matchup of like for Giovanna that I'm absolutely terrified. I don't know how Days feels about it, but you know, you leave any gaps, any sort of frame traps that you decide to get a little bit cheeky about how you're approaching this pressure, and Potemkin decides to be like, you know what if I just pop buster here? I don't know. You see what happens?
What if I just heat knuckled randomly and, you know, just maybe I'll get something. Maybe I won't. But either way, a Garuda's coming afterwards, so it's fine.
Yeah, you're gonna have to hold it. And that's terrifying. And we know Janet H-Town is very capable of it. We saw the Heavenly Pop Buster throw out there, and fortunately didn't catch anything for their opponent. But that's an opportunity for Jan to, like, you know, I'm in the corner. I'm not out of options yet, though. Let's see what I can do with this tension. And that's going to be the terrifying thing of, like, Days is definitely capable of locking things down, for sure. But
absolutely. And, I mean, look, Days is one of the strongest proponents of just regular throw I've ever seen play Guilty Gear Strive. They are just so good at timing when to use it defensively and when to mix it into their offensive pressure, right? Dash in close slash, then go for a throw. Dash in 5K, go for a throw. Those type of things. Even weaving in and out, doing like a little mini shimmy because of Gio's movement speed, and then going in for a throw. So it's not a situation where if Days gets close to Jan, it's automatically over, because we've seen Days just steal the momentum from the opponent. And Hot can be a slow starter at times, right? Like if you don't get a big round start, you know, you got to figure out your way in. Days might take advantage of that. Either way, we're going to find out what those answers will be. Loser semifinals, good old-fashioned 1st to 3 here at ARCREVO America Central.
Ooh, okay, so Potemkin out here. You know what? Like you said, Potemkin can be that slow starter. But I think in this situation, your Mega Fist is definitely going to be a big call, especially against Gio. I know for a fact Days has options around that. We'll see what Jan has against Gio. Got the Halloween colors on here. I think you missed the memo. It's Christmas in the company if you celebrate Christmas.
We're on some Nightmare Before Christmas type stuff at the moment, right? And Days trying to turn Potemkin into that skeleton to throw again. Got him in the corner, hand up, close latch, went for the throw. And Jan wide awake said, "You fooled me twice, that's nice, but not 3 times."
Look, I'm sick and tired of these throws. Don't you know I'm the grappler here? All right, back in the negative situation here. But Jan gonna drift forward. Keep going. Got some speed, but I got the drift. Jump H here. Gonna go for a jump dust to get the shatter off of this overdrive, baby. Let's go. Round 1 is explosive, and that's the way I want to see it.
Yo, Days' confirms and combo pickups are incredible. And I can't wait to see how many more they get in this set if Jan doesn't keep it aware. But this is a huge start for Jan. Potemkin, the big boy rocket, forced the first out early. Days has seen enough.
Yeah, Days does not want to get confused out here. Just wants to keep this offense going. And Jan in H-Town wants to let you know how big things are in Texas. I mean, they are pretty large. The toast is exceptionally larger than any ordinary toast you'll ever see. And Days doesn't care. Days doesn't even want a bite of it.
No, on that gluten-free type thing. Sliding into the DM with the far slash double dash. Mario Kart edition, Jam blocking it up. There's the PRC. The escape with the Mega Fist, the double jam from my man Jam trying to escape.
Look here, I don't know if you've been playing too much Mario Kart Double Dash here, but the lights are usually faster than the heavies. And I tell you what, that first place finish for the light-sized Days out here with Giovanna. Gonna take over that Donkey Kong size Jan.
Yo, imagine having less than 5% health against Potemkin and saying, you know what, all right, I'm gonna scrap. I'm just gonna scrap it out. Days.
I thought it was over. I thought, the blue shell was coming in, and you hear the beeps coming in the background, like do. I'm like, oh, we're done. But
We picked up a star. We're all good. We're all good. Days trying to continue to make JNC stars in those corner pressure situations. I really like the opening of that second round for Jan, though, because they were able to get that start that just really enables Potemkin to lay down heavy damage and challenge Days in the neutral game.
Duel 1.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so like this back and forth in neutral has been insane already. Shutting down 2 and 4K in this corner. Here's the pressure. Great backdash. Scoops up, threw it down. I'm sick and tired of this corner.
Oh, the biggest of scoops. We got a whole helping. Jan going for the Raisin Brand, but nothing doing. Days getting out of that corner. The 2S and the Pot Buster for the heavens getting blown back. Days is all over him.
You know, a great reaction here from Days. Not committing too far. Nice anti-air. Let's get the full jump dust carry. Pick up. Crouching H. Legs to the sky. Point out the W. Babe Ruth down.
Saying, you want to see heaven? I'll send you there for sure. Jan with the anti-air. Immediately, that 5P going to be so pivotal for Jan if Days continues to approach through the skies.
Flip. Mega Fist is definitely going to control a lot of this approach here from Giovanna. Already great backdashing from both players in the corner situation.
Oh, the stall defensive block for Jan. Purple RC. Days with the burst on the Garuda. Put that thing away.
I don't want to have to block. I want to keep my turn going. Nice jump in from Days. A couple double dashes here. Tries to open something up. Purple RC and not biting. Jan is going to hold out.
Jan happy to play with the Lego sets. It's all blocks all the time. Finally gets a chance to swing with some buttons here. Days trying to find a way to approach. You got to scrap it out, but Jan knows that as well.
Yep, Jan has the Mega Fist of truth. Wow, in the corner too, absolutely devastating, because what is Giovanna going to do unless she's already in the air for that? Great anti-air, nice close slash, and we're still able to go to the other side. It looked like it was going to be a mistake, but Days will not be. Again, Days doesn't even understand the meaning of confused.
No, can't even process it. Too busy hitting them buttons. Bless up so I can mess up. Jan with the conversion into the heat knuckle, and we're sliding up. You already know you're trying to holler.
Jump out. I got the PRC. I'm sorry. I prayed to the gods of all grapplers that I get this next pop up.
Days in a rough spot here. Jan knows it. The bless up again. Says we go to church twice. Once in the morning and Bible study at night.
Dust. Here we go. Wake up overdrive. The correct decision to get this counter hit. As back off the neutral begins. 2S gets blocked. 2 and 4K. It's not your turn, Jan.
Oh, it's definitely not the turn, but the tables are spinning, and so are the legs of Gio. Days with a 2-0.
twice now with the skin of your teeth making the survival. This is absolutely insane because Daze already looking at the doors of death. I mean, you see death right there in the background, and 214K pushing back in the corner. Geo doesn't recognize the situation. Honestly, it's just like, YRC, what's that? Overdrive, shatter you off into the next dimension.
It's also the spacing that allows Daze to continue to pressure, even when things like YRC are being used. If you look at where Daze got hit with that YRC shockwave, it was almost perfect spacing for the 5H, to be honest. And Daze is taking the gamble like, yo, my buttons are generally faster than yours when you're playing Potemkin. I'm going to go for the heavy counter hit.
Yeah, absolutely. A great decision from Daze there. And honestly, it was a good read on that situation because, of course, you want to finish it. You're a touch away from victory here. And Daze took that opportunity. And once again, delays are going to be so important in this neutral game. Daze killing it.
With the staggers as well. As Jan hemmed up the regular throw, gets some Oki backsteps from Jan. Daze decides to PRC and go back in.
Whoa, the throw I wasn't even ready for. That came down so fast, but the close slash with once again going to get through back in the corner. Calls out the first Mega Fist. Hold this early preemptive Garuda.
I'm gonna follow RC to keep it clean. Another Garuda. We're just taxing the resources, and you gotta let go of block at some time. Backbreaker Jan.
Right, that's a great message. Great start here. Jan trying to put one on the board. Bless up once again. Plays a strong neutral game. 2D is going to be a strong tool to get the knockdown so Geo can make the approach, but here we go. First knockdown goes in.
Oh, no.
In his favor.
Full conversion, big damage. Oh my goodness, Daze is not going to take that airline anymore. PRC, the turnaround 5P, and the double jam for Jan. Okay.
Perfects?
All right.
It's perfection. We are activated.
Let me know.
This happened before, right? It was a 2-0 start, and then Jan turned things around. Does Jan just give players hope and just rips it right from their souls? Is that what we're going to see? A pop buster on someone's soul because you got hope in your heart?
Dude, Jan is a different person. Jan becomes H-Town. He goes into H-Town like some sort of mecha series, powers up, and just gets to rocking. Daze needs to be really careful because if Jan can get one, Jan can get three. We've seen it before.
Falls in the general. Says, General, I'm not sure I'm going to make it. You dropped me into this battlefield. I'm not going to do it. It says, you know what? I taught you everything you know. You better not disappoint me.
Don't let me down. All right. Daze spacing it out, trying to use 2D here to have a low committal button to see if they can get a big counter hit on Jan and start things off. Slower pacing than we're used to seeing from Daze, and Jan is locked in. That 5P is heat seeking.
Yeah, we've been locking down a lot of these movements. Look at this. There's no jump opportunity for Daze. We're shutting it down. The approach from Red RC, excellent opportunity there for Daze, but still.
Blocked on the burst, but Daze was not able to capitalize really. Jan finally gets blown back by the 2D, and here comes Daze. All the limbs flailing, trying to push Jan back into that corner.
Avoiding the far slash, but the DP does come out. We're going to get the jump dust pick up here once again. Not enough here for the overdrive since we spent it with the RC.
Just got that positive bonus, so guaranteed 50 at least, and Daze is just waiting it out. Jan gets a defensive throw. Daze in trouble. The legs blown back. We're at the wall, waiting for the burst and got nothing.
I mean, hey, at that life deficit, just risk it all, I would say. But here we go. That's the cost, the price that you pay for trying to call out your opponent when they're already feeling themselves on a strong piece of momentum with a 2-1 lead.
Daze now on match point, and Jan gonna have to work double time to catch up and send it to game 5.
Jump in though, but when you land on the spike that is the 2D, you will get knocked down. Nice throw here from Daze. Another one. Did he get a third?
Okay, I thought he was gonna do it again, but the anti-air off of the PRC. Jan low on life, going through a lot of strife at the moment, swinging for their life. Daze is chilling.
No call out quite yet. Nice catch to the back dash. PRC continues the pressure. Garuda does connect here. Oh, you're jumping! What do you think you're going? I'm not done with this corner space. We flick it out.
Just looking for an early jump from Daze with the flick. Jan just chilling. relax. Daze does have burst available. Might not even want to invest if they need to use it. Daze on last legs. A smidgen of life in the backhand from Jan.
Got the strong hand. Strong side indeed. Here we go. Third round. Jan is definitely feeling themselves here, but has to get out of this corner situation. Risk is building up, and one counter hit is going to be devastating. But the Mega Fist.
Oh no! The payday for Daze. He's got plenty of money to play. Stuffing out the jump out. There's the throw. Does it happen again? 2S this time. Jan hemmed up. Daze backing off wisely. Doesn't want to overextend.
Nice jump in on the slide head. And already the pressure continues once again. The 5P into close slash calls out the first. We'll get a shatter here. Nice. One more guess for you. What's it going to be, Jan? You have to play immaculately, and nice purple RC drift to get a movement happening out of Daze. Dust doesn't work. DP does get blocked. Are you serious?
Daze. Relax. 3-1, moving to losers finals after a scrap fest against Jan's Potemkin.
That 5P close slash sealed the deal in that corner and able to convert. I mean, like you said earlier, the ability of Daze to just convert combos off of any situation is phenomenal. And that's kind of a necessary trait for Giovanna to have, to get the really big damage, and also to get a lot of these corner carries, to get these positive bonus situations. You have to be confident in your play, and Daze definitely is confident. Nice, beautiful instant overhead right there.
And a good match from Jan, right? It could have been, a worse score for sure. Obviously, not the result that they wanted, but the ability to even force Daze to pump the brakes and figure out an entirely new offensive game plan for the most part shows the level of skill and threat that Jan puts out, because a couple of those scrappy situations goes a different way, and we're talking about an entirely different losers finals.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, because, again, you do have to sacrifice a grip of health sometimes as Potemkin, especially in this matchup against Geo, whether it's from you taking the chip damage from her strings, or whether it's you just kind of holding back and waiting for the tension to show up so you can make these moves. And still, Jan found a lot of great neutral interactions as well, especially we saw in that third game, right, where we were placing a lot of buttons out in neutral, full stop with slashes, a lot of great dust opportunities too. That started becoming a big factor that Daze had to look out for too. So being able to check lows, being able to check neutral against Giovanna is a strong option for Potemkin, because Potemkin's normals are fantastic to kind of stuff a lot of the situations against Giovanna.
Yeah. Look, the options there for that Jan brought to the table were immaculate, and honestly, the decisions from Daze were just bold and brave, and sometimes those risks pay off incredibly well, along with the skill, like you said, to just be aware to know, okay, my approach isn't working. How can I change it up and be just as aggressive? And that's why we're going to be seeing Daze going up against Devil Chip. The winner of this, Zero, gets to go to ARCREVO finals. Like, this is not your regular losers finals type of setup where you're like, okay, I win this and then I gotta, win. There's a big reward for winning this match in particular. And so you gotta imagine that both Daze and Devil Chip are gonna be putting all of their mental energy into this match before we even get to grand finals.
Yeah, I'm absolutely terrified to see how this turns out here, because if I do remember correctly, weren't they in the same bracket? I'm trying to remember who knocked Daze into loser side last night. Because we do have, Daze obviously did go up against Flowerman previously, and then also went up against iDante as well, leading up into that top 16. But losing to Flare earlier on in the winner's side. So yeah, I mean, and Devil Chip actually beat Flare on the winner's side of top 16. So that's the hurdle you got to climb. Now, obviously, different players, different characters. I'm a personal fan of this Leo Geo matchup. It's just so much fun to watch. So I'm really curious to see how this turns out between these two, because Daze is definitely feeling the momentum, feeling the heat, but so is Devil Chip. Devil Chip is unfamiliar to a lot of these folks out here, because Devil Chip has not been a big show online this season. So I'm really curious to see how Daze makes those adjustments, and Daze is definitely able to kind of juggle a lot of situations and make it turn out okay. So I think it's going to be pretty solid.
Yeah, keys to the match, for Devil Chip will be, how do I stop Daze's ability to space out, far slash 5H How do I stop the Travail? How do I stop the things that Daze likes to use to, you know, start the level 1 conversation of aggression, right? And then the next level of it, how do I stop 2D? You know, Daze, if forced to stop, we've seen Daze go to that 2D a lot to say, okay, well, I'm gonna go for a really big reward, low committal-ish button to try to see if I can catch you slipping in the neutral space. And for Daze, really checking the flash kick on pressure, because Daze loves to go for tick throws, loves to go for that close slash Oki as well. Can they stuff Devil Chip and force Devil Chip to respect the Oki situation?
Yeah, well, time will tell here. The players are ready, jumping into it. Devil Chip on Leo, of course, and Daze back at it on Giovanna, all warmed up. So hopefully Devil Chip was in the background, keep the hands warm, playing some lab situations out. We'll see how this matchup goes. I'm excited either way.
Losers finals, ARCREVO America Central, baby. Let's get it.
Neutral 6B on the drill. Great choice of button there for Devil Chip. Tries to go from the left, right, and does succeed on the right side.
6P again, stopping Daze's aerial attempt. Devil Chip on the assault. Back turn situation. Daze does block it up. Another block. Trying to FD, and Devil Chip not letting go.
No,
I still get them plus frames.
Stagger. I'm going to do it again and dare you to press that button. You don't have to overdrive. You don't have to reversal. I'm going to be a boss.
Oh, Travail opens up the door for Daze's offense. Devil Chip hemmed up at the moment.
Let's get the dive kick out there. Great patience from Daze. Not getting caught. Bar slash does keep things at bay for a little bit. Great air throw.
Y'all see backwards the trade on the anti-air. There's the 2D. Devil Chip stuck again in the flash kick on the Travail. Let him know early.
Yeah, absolutely. You're not allowed to get away with this for free. It's not a true string. I'm going to interrupt it. 6-tier flash will do just fine.
Didn't get the full run through for the back turn. Daze able to capitalize here. And the extensions, we up in the hair salon. Make it long.
What an insane pickup, especially too so low off the ground there for Geo. Okay, here we go. Far slash does connect. Big 6P. We were calling it. You see the like right there. Devil Chip took a step forward. Like, wait a minute, I see this coming. 6P. Nice.
Oh, guard point two. The dome split wide open down the middle. Devil Chip side switching the low. Immediate burst from Daze. I want to play the game. 2D barking at him.
Jump conversion here. Overdrive to get the shatter. Positive bonus situation. Now you have to really respect the next decision that Leo makes to jump in. Nice BD setup here. Again.
A really good option to interrupt some of the approaches from Daze because of the upper body invincibility, and Devil Chip getting a huge payout, killing Daze with 100% tension.
I mean, you know what? The 6P decision is great for Devil Chip here because a lot of those approaches are a little less terrifying from Giovanna because Far Slash right there, which was the startup of what we saw, does get 6P. They tried to make Far Slash for Giovanna a little bit more manageable in the neutral situation with the latest patch here. And you can see that's paying off really well. If you've been doing your homework, you can really kind of check Giovanna in some situations. And 6P is a great tool, like you said, in that neutral, especially when you got Giovanna dashing up in the way that Daze does.
It's an incredible adaptation Devil Chip brought to the table, and honestly, Daze is going to have to find a different way to approach to see if they can bait out 6Ps and punish them, or just go with the low range. You see the 2D again, Daze switching to that lower hitting button to try to make sure Devil Chip doesn't blow him up. Gold burst, Daze looking to play.
Nice dive kick, shutting down the 2D, and oh, Turbulence does connect. Doesn't get the full bounce quite yet. Hope for that reset.
See the neutral jump. Daze out of there. Aggressive burst from Devil Chip. You stay here. Don't go anywhere, but Daze finally escapes.
Yep, just drill out. Nice. 2S immediate overdrive. We're trying to get as much damage as we can. Let's catch up. Get the hard knockdown. But Devil Chip has the lead in resources. The flash kick. See, I told you, you gotta respect this here. The command grab. Whoa.
Oh my goodness. Devil Chip showing you the whole back turn move list.
Nice. Another 2D start. All right, this is a great way to start out for Daze here. Dash up throw.
Go. Another one. The box dash. My man is out here trying to play video games. A throw. Red RC waited for the burst. Nothing happened. Oh, a drop. Daze still has it though. Counter hit. 2 boots to the face.
Yeah, I'm gutted for you. You know, you held on to the burst, which is a great decision to go into this, but the audacity of Daze to grab you with 3 times in the corner, and you got hit with counter hit heavy slash. Oh my goodness, and great backside connection there from the flash.
Dog Tatsu nothing doing but the chase down from Double Chip. Here we go. Dashing through, trying to smooth through with the wave dash. Back turn situation. Daze in a whole lot of trouble.
Yep, tries to call out the forward tech. I love that decision there for Devil Chip. Got caught by the burst, but it's not going to matter here because we still have the control of the neutral game. Situation.
Daze waited for the burst again, but Devil Chip not giving it up. Finally does. The 2D blew back Devil Chip into that corner, and the combo extensions from Daze. Saying, you know what, if you don't got the money today, that's all right. You can pay me on the 1st or the 15th. I'm good for it.
I tell you, that's a rough call, you know, like you could have done the shatter, right? Got your soft knockdown, got your positive bonus here, and you were confident in your neutral. You thought you could get another mix in, and unfortunately that jumping caught you out. Look at this dash up too. Like, what else is Leo gonna do? You're gonna get called out in an air situation. Daze has been on point with anti-airy, so we're just gonna try to make this approach, and 2D counter hit definitely calls you out, gets that overdrive opportunity for Daze, and you tie it up 1-1.
This is an incredible set. Both of these players know what is on the line when it comes to getting the W here in Losers Finals, and they want it.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
5K in a row, right off the rip. Catches the DP attempt with the throw. Great stuff here from Daze.
Daze playing incredibly well. Devil Chip getting the jump in. Daze spacing it out, recognizing the life lead has been gained. Close slash anti-air. Devil Chip in a whole bunch of trouble. Through the wall we go.
One more interaction will do it here for Daze, and the safe jump throw.
The safety of the jump. Daze, let's see if we get another 5K round start. No, back hops this time. Devil Chip also showing the respect.
Slashes there, keep the plus range to 4K. Double Chip tries to back chase down, but unfortunately. Nice.
Needs to jump in, another chuck into the corner, trying to make some beef between the two of them. Counter hit, knees to the chest. Lay up the rest. Daze blasting Devil Chip out of the skies with a perfect.
I mean, you get the knee, you hear the breath just exit, right? So just and then another one come right after you. Ain't got nothing left. What's it gonna be?
Devil Chip almost all out of oxygen in this set. Daze only needs one more game to move in the grand finals.
Yeah, and you know what? Daze turning things around. The delay close slash too to get 3 of them back to back off that counter. Holy cow! And just enough too in that corner with that overdrive. Beautiful decision making from Daze. Really in control of the situation. Has the momentum going. Not swayed by a lot of the interactions from Devil Chip here. And you know what? I'm wondering if we're starting to think, like, hesitate a lot of these interactions, because we saw in the first game where Devil Chip could have got the shatter. I think that might have been a little bit better than trying to go for the mix, because Daze, especially with the Geo player, you don't want to contest this. Every time you win neutral, it's yours. Don't lose it.
Oh, speaking of losing it, the Travail's going to open Devil Chip up, and now Daze again hammering at the guard. Neutral jump, where you going? I wasn't done talking to you, and Devil Chip lets him know.
Said, no, I've had enough. I'm not talking to you anymore. Nice flash kick to get out of that corner, but 6B. Oh, wow. Nice carry back to the corner here.
Falling H there from Devil Chip, the Red RC, and a burst from Daze. I've seen enough.
This is going back and forth. All of these 6Bs coming out here. All right. Nice.
Oh! Caught Daze swinging.
Yeah,
this is a great start for Devil Chip.
Okay, 2S does open up here. Great burst though. Full screen situation. 2D, I want to check your approach here. You're coming at me way too fast. I don't appreciate the aggression.
Oh, the biggest of jump ins for Daze, and you knew the cancel was coming. Around and around we go. To match point, Daze arrives, and Devil Chip gonna have to turn the tempo up real quick.
Yeah, absolutely. This is your last shot here, trying to make it to those ARCREVO finals.
Look at the spacing that Daze puts in the neutral game when they're not approaching, right? They make sure the run through is something risky, because this is what happens when Devil Chip gets that back turn stance. Blown all the way up, the burst forced out. Devil Chip chasing down the projectile, but Daze spacing it out now. Huge punish here, no burst for Devil Chip.
Oh, I was getting flashbacks to the beta. Are we going to get back-to-back flips here? Hold on. Nice 2HS. Bounce off the wall. Shake it off here. The 2S, though, still a little bit too early. Nice throw. No chance.
A gold burst from Devil Chip. We got money trying to spend it. Does with the double red RC. What's it going to be? A couple of spins, and the dome was open. Devil Chip trying to make the best out of the worst, but Daze with a blue RC and a close slash counter in the air. Double knees. 3-1, please. Daze is going to move on to grand finals.
Goodness gracious, the double knees finna make it a breeze out here to make it into this grand final set for Daze. A 3-1 victory over Devil Chip. That cross up though, you were right, because the spacing was so important for Daze, was reactable range for any sort of fireball interaction if we wanted to drill through it, or if we wanted to go for a 2D. But this drift right here to fall to the ground before the throw could activate, ridiculous. Brilliant stuff from Daze. I mean, absolutely brilliant. And like I said, you're making it back to the grand finals, solidifying your ticket into the finals for ARCREVO. So congratulations to Daze, but we still have one more match.
Not over yet, is it, for Daze? You're obviously gonna have to go up against arguably the strongest player in this bracket when it comes to the game count and just how they've been performing in Flash Metroid. So not quite done yet is Daze, but they do earn that last spot for this particular qualifier to ARCREVO finals, and that is nothing to turn your nose up at. So hats off to both Flash Metroid and Daze for qualifying for ARCREVO finals. And you still got one more, like you said, Zero. But before we get to that, we're going to thank some of the people responsible for allowing this fantastic event to run. That is ARCREVO America 2021.
Yeah, so right out the rip, we do have that season 1 roadmap here for our DLC. All the characters coming out. We do have Gold Lewis. We do have Jacko. Happy Chaos just came out. And we did see at CEO Biken, and the new stage coming alongside Biken is on the way. And one more character with additional story coming out. You be sure to check out that season 1 pass for Guilty Gear Strive to keep the content going and keep supporting this fantastic game, because who knows what the next character is going to be after Biken. I know we're all excited for these characters. And you know what? If you don't have the game right now, don't sweat it, because we still have another day left of this fantastic sale on Guilty Gear Strive. You can get 35% off, up to 35% off for Guilty Gear Strive. And be sure to check out that deluxe edition of it, because that does come with that season pass, Dynamite.
Yeah, that season pass is going to be nice and clean for you to be able to scoop up all in one bundle for up to 35% off. Make sure that you capitalize on the opportunity to get some Strive in, because as you see now, the people have been grinding for real. So make sure that you go to Steam, go ahead and check it out and get that purchase down, because I can guarantee you it's only going to get more exciting from here on out.
Absolutely. And what's more exciting than checking out the Game Awards VODs, because, best fighting game of the year. We're here watching it right now. Congratulations to Art System Works for taking the W on the best fighting game this year. And also thank you so much to all of you that voted on all the Game Awards here, because you helped it out, especially you picking up the game, watching it, tweeting it out. I mean, shoot, we hit that record in that first month, over 1 million copies sold, which is a huge achievement for a fighting game. So thank you so much for supporting the game and for everybody making this continuation of ARCREVO happen. Thank you.
Big ups and appreciation for that, for sure. And make sure that if you want to get in on the action of ARCREVO America 2021, you register for the other regions today. All of the registration is open. You can go to arcsystemworks.com, ARCREVO-America-2021 to sign up and play with the best of the best.
Yeah, that next event is going to be in Mexico, December 18th. And also don't forget the USA East is going to be shortly after that as well. That will be January 15th. You get a little bit of a holiday break, so don't worry about there. You still get to grind out East Coast. And then, of course, Canada will be a part of that, and USA West. Be sure to check out the website, ARCREVO America, to get all those current dates and events. Keep yourself updated and who to contact to sign up on those Smash GGs.
And speaking of taking control of your fate, hitboxarcade.com/ARCREVO. Look, Hitbox controllers are all over the place in the wild. You might be listening to a Hitbox family member talk to you right now to tell you about the wonderful things of Hitbox. The controls are crisp, the buttons feel great, the execution is impeccable. Some of the players you've seen in ARCREVO or playing Guilty Gear Strive run the Hitbox. Zero, it's been a controlling mechanism for fighting games for a couple of years now, and they continue to put out quality products such as the Hitbox and the Cross-Up.
Yeah, you know, Cross-Up, Diafo, one of the Cross-Up players out there, really improving their execution, and you know, their inputs have been immaculate, especially checking out that Red Bull Kumite as well, with Diafo being able to perform that, and also plenty of other players you may have heard of, including Zombie Moo as well, a consistent Hitbox player. Honestly, that's how I met Zombie Moo, was always playing a Hitbox anyway. So there you go. I mean, especially when if you're worried about any sort of wrist injury as far as like carpal tunnel, that is a big concern, because you do hear some players kind of feeling the struggle when it comes to the stick operation, which is, you know, that's fine. We do have this new fangled piano feel, right? You get your wrists rested. Hitbox does leave that opportunity for you, so you don't have to worry about stressing yourself out. You can continue playing for many years to come. I mean, Guilty Gear, it's a legacy game. We're all getting up there. Let's start thinking about our health when it comes to playing the next iteration of Guilty Gear. And then, of course, you don't want to forget Low Kick, the host of this event, helping you guys make sure that ARCREVO is running smoothly for the Central region. And if you want to continue to be introduced to smooth transitions of additional Guilty Gear tournaments, be sure to check out LKO Online or FGC meetups or even Square Up. Various days throughout the week for you to participate in these Guilty Gear tournaments and meet a lot of cool people out of the Central Illinois region and including the Chicago area as well. So if you're in the Midwest, or heck, if you're jumping in online, feel free to join for some more Guilty Gear action.
Fantastic set of sponsors for sure. Thank you everyone for hanging out with us. Thank you to the production staff for running it, and thank you to Arc System Works for giving us some more fantastic Guilty Gear Strive to watch. We are at the culmination of many bodies being laid down to rest to get to this grand finals of ARCREVO America Central Qualifier 2021. You see the paths before you. Days making a run through loser side top 8, in Flash going through without dropping a single game to get to grand finals winners side. Zero, this is it.
Yeah, you know, I said earlier, Flash is feeling really comfortable, really confident in this bracket here. And, you know, just looking at the scores, just lay out as they do, you know, 3-0s the entire way. You can definitely tell that confidence goes a long way. Of course, Days coming off hot after a victory right there as well against Devil Chip, solidifying their position for the ARCREVO finals. We still have a bit of work to do. Got to win these 2 sets here to make it out on top for that first place, those bragging rights. Can you turn it around? Because honestly, Flash has been doing a tremendous job of really controlling the space on a lot of these aggressive characters, including the match against Devil Chip as well. Of course, you know, Flash and Devil Chip do have that tenure, that history, but, you know, Days, of course, also can turn it up in the close range position, but knows how to be patient and really try to thread the needle, as it were, against these attacks from characters like Axel. So I'm curious to see how Days makes this approach.
Listen, this isn't just any old regular Axel. Let me throw a stat at you, Zero. Flash has only dropped a single game this entire bracket. I'm not talking about top 16 or top 8. I'm talking about the whole way through. They've only dropped 1 game. So Days is going to have to make it look real different in order to push Flash into a space where they got to dig deep into a different layer of just approaching the game. We haven't even seen Flash's final form.
You're asking for a tall order here. Like, I'm already intimidated by the pressure. Like, the pressure's immense. Oh, what's going on? Well, here we go. 2D start, get that knockdown.
Grand finals kicked off with a bang counter hit, close slash into Axel Palmer on your wake up. Stop it.
We're dancing with you right now, playing that full screen game. Nope, not a lot of jump. Keep on the ground, please. Thank you. Watch out for my 5P. Oh, wow. Nice conversion off the TRC. Able to red set off the wall. Bouncing here. One more hit will do it.
There's the sniper button, the JS from deep, the fade away for Flash. Want to secure first blood in grand finals.
5D interrupt. Unbelievable that that's hitting right over your head. Anything that flies near you is going to get caught up by the sickle there from Axel. Red RC gets the full Axel Bomber conversion, able to bounce off the wall. Not going to get a shatter quite yet, but we're looking for the reset. The movement from Flash Metroid here.
Can we check Axel's suit for those squirrel wings that come on the flying suits? Because my man's is gliding through the air.
Yeah, and
Flash
honestly,
with a quick 1-0.
yeah, and shutting down any of the movement here. I mean, look at this. In complete control is Flash Metroid. You're not jumping. I'm going to make sure that I'm in control the entire time. And that's how you should be playing your zoning character and still able to convert offensively. You're controlling the pace of the match and don't let the opponent feel like it's going to go any other way.
So Days had a game to at least watch Flash Metroid play Guilty Gear Strive, figure out what they like to do. I'm seeking to see if Days can turn the tempo in their favor. That's a good way to start. Double close slash, forced to burst off early, but now you're back at full screen dashing in and a 2K2D knockdown. I love this burst here from Days.
Trying to hold the corner and, you know, without a care in the world, Flash Metroid getting out of there once again. Jump slash, controlling the space. Renson gets out there, and you see, I love the variance in when we are throwing out these buttons, right? Because you already see Days like, all right, hold on, full stop. I know a button's coming out. It's not, so that gives Flash another opportunity to make that reaction, to control that.
Flash with plenty of meter. Huge counter hit. Uses the BRC for the bomber. A double, a triple. My man's is eating good tonight. They escaped from Days, but not a lot of life left.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? You're in a good position here, but the way that Flash has been moving, it's literally just like the Flash. It's pure vibrations through all the atoms, and oh my goodness, what a backdash here.
Days spacing it out, knowing they're low on life, but we've seen Days do the scrap fest before. Sliding in with the far slash, all the throw and the PRC, got him lifted up. Days, like a little bit of a combo reset here. Flash is patiently waiting to find an opening.
Yeah, wants the right highlight moment here to get out of this, and there we go, 2K.
2K, defensive button for sure for Axel, and Flash weaving it in masterfully. Days facing down a potential 0-2.
That 2K going a long way here. Nice jump in, but you're not going to be able to spend any of the V points here because Days is taking the turn right back. And again, the shatter about to come out here. Overdrive, you caught, trying to make another grab.
And dead. Days taking us into duel 3.
Yeah. That's a great answer, but it was just a small opportunity, a small mistake on Flash Metroid's part. I mean, great decision from Days to close it out right there, but we got out with the luck right there. You know, luck is not going to win you the entire match. You had to control it here.
Oh, caught the backstep with the chase down, but Days waking up swinging. The close slash for the side switch. Didn't get the full combo. Now has to figure out a way in.
Nice. Patience is so frustrating as a Geo player to try to close this gap. Nice chase down there.
Got the burst away, did Days, but Flash is at full screen and chilling. Sickle Flash coming through.
Trying to start fires here. Everything is sparking. Nice 5P. Wow, the speed and betting it all on an overdrive here. Doesn't have meter to cancel out, so it's going to get punished. And you got to bet you that Days knows the full punish. Shatter to close it out. 1-1 in this set. Let's go.
Days with a incredible punish there, knowing exactly how to punish the Sickle Storm, which can be difficult for some players to punish if you don't know. Days showing that they lapped it up and was ready to go. I want to talk to you about in that second round that Days took, the patience on wake up. Days caught Flash waking up with the early backdash decision 2 times in a row and did not immediately press a button because of that. Knowing that, okay, I tried to turn it into a scramble fest, didn't work out for me, so I'm going to play the waiting game and allow Flash to make the first move, even though I have the Oki pressure. And that is such a smart adaptation and why we're going into game 3 tied up 1-1.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And at this level, you do have to be ready to adapt. You can't just go firing all cylinders as Giovanna, as Days' corner. Recognizing those small interactions will go a long way here in this set. And you know what? I want to see how this adjustment goes. Nice jump, heavy slash here from Flash. Already a completely different Flash. We're in your face this time, but you got caught with, remember who's the individual that does the shimmies? The individual that locks things down in your face. That is Dave. Complete air-to-air domination here with that PRC recognized in the situation.
The skies have been closed, and now the ground might be sealed for Flash. Full charge dust did not have enough attention for the overdrive, but Daze is looking to close it out with a commanding DP in the neutral. Daze feeling a certain kind of way.
Yeah, absolutely. The speed is completely turned around, right? We're trying to force out these throws, and it looks like Flash has recognized, all right, I'm getting caught a little too antsy on these throws, a little bit more relaxed, not biting on these shimmies. Holy smokes, you see that dash? Those 2 dashes. Just
Mario Kart,
right?
Daze knows all about it. Flash Metroid hemmed up in the corner at the moment.
Oh my goodness, got caught. 2S, big jump slash, but now we're backing off, not confirming these hits. We might be moving a little bit too fast. Let's slow things down. Big opportunity here. Nice pickup for Daze. Not going to go for the bounce, expecting a burst and expecting just really trying to get.
Yo, Daze is activated. 2-1 on reset game. Flash, every option they tried, Daze was just not shaken by it at all.
Not at all. And here we go. That pickup. Nice flip kick conversion here with the 2H. And again, the brilliance here to be able to convert off of any situation from Daze is phenomenal. And then just the recognition on resources from both players here. The OTG to close it out. Daze is definitely poised to move on here, but it's not going to be easy. Flash Metroid has been in control of the pace, at least with the first game. Daze is like, I'm not going to give you the opportunity. I'm going to keep smothering your offense with close range rumbles, trying to keep things safe and not give you the opportunity to make those decisions.
Dash up block from Daze, guarding and not being pushed away, at least with damage. Flash playing defensively, trying to preempt Daze's movement with those chains, gets the big 2H counter hit, and this is the way the Flash wants to play.
Yeah, you know, and honestly, in the last couple games, I wouldn't be surprised if Daze was like, that's okay. You know, I'm not getting full converted on, and this is going to be trouble. Actually, the moment I say it, it's happening. One vision does connect. He's not going to get a full grip of damage quite yet. It's too high for that one. Nice, safe throw.
Oh my goodness, just the timing of it. Another throw. Is he going to do it again? He does. The triple. Are we going to get 4? We actually are. Are we going to get 5? Oh my goodness, I would have walked out of the room. You would have to find a new commentator. Daze on reset point.
Unbelievable. The fast RC for the dust. The aggression from Daze. How do you react to it? Honestly, like you can't bet on throw every single time. Daze is just fully disrespecting on Flash Metroid here in those corner situations. Let's see the aggression come out. You've awoken Daze at this point, and that's terrifying.
Yeah, Daze is certainly playing with eyes, continually looking for opportunities. Flash Metroid finally getting a strong life lead and capitalizing huge. The pull in and the push back, not a lot of life left, and just like that, Flash takes us into Duel 3.
So we're going the distance here. Daze is not swayed quite yet. Wow, a trade right on the start. And now we see the patience once again from Flash Metroid here. All right, I got the spacing here. And you know what? Daze immediately in there. 2K, flip right over.
But not in the corner is Flash does. Now they are with the far slash. And again, Daze relentlessly pushing forward. Went for the throw. PRC, the trade goes in their favor. You know Daze got those.
All right, we got the shatter here. Get the charge dust for the little extra drip of damage here. Great life lead. Positive bonus. What are you swinging for?
Command throw goes into Flash's side of things. The side switch. Daze has positive bonus, but getting lit up by Flash. Time stop. The chase through. And now Daze has to find a way to get to Flash Metroid.
Look at that overdrive. You know that's going to be coming out. The approach, the dust, though. The charge dust sneaking in after the fast RC. You ain't awake at the wheel. We got to reset, baby.
Reset.
I mean, it was looking dire. You see this crazy situation full screen, and Daze sees red. I mean, red. Trying to make that approach here, ignoring the command grab. And you know what? Flash, expecting a full conversion on this corner, got the space we're looking for, tried to reset it. Daze is not deterred by any means. Just goes in, red RC, fast. Look at that. The charged dust to get that quick little overhead there.
Caught him down backing for sure. We are going into the reset bracket. so nice we had to run it twice. Grand final number 2 in Flash switching to Kai.
All right, so we want this honest neutral, right? I like this switch because now you can play the close range game and have a DP in your back pocket, a true reversal. And now it changes for Daze because Daze can completely disrespect Kai.
Absolutely, the burst out early for Flash and 6P through the stun edge.
Daze
knows. Daze is hunting with the momentum that they got in the reset. The pseudo DP at the wall. Daze wants it all, an overdrive to finish.
Look, this pick is going to be rough because of the way that Daze is playing. A beautiful perfect, right? So now, when I said at the top of this, Daze can just continue to disrespect. That right there was the message. The 6P for the fireball. You're better off keeping Axel to shut down the ground game, to shut down aerial approaches. You've given Daze a free pass to keep pressing forward. And in the way that Daze is going, we're going to keep these plus frames. I don't care you got a reversal DP. Let's keep this jumping. Go for it. You have to try to play around me.
Daze is running forward, looking like Forrest Gump out of the stadium, just continuing to go, go, go.
Hold up. A double perfect?
Yo, hold
on. A double perfect?
I don't know, Zero. I don't know if this was the one. I'm not sure. Daze was feeling some kind of way when Kyle showed up to the door. Said, "No, I don't know no Kyles. I've never seen a Kyle, never heard of Kyle."
Like I said, that tool set for Kai here, right? You would think that the close range game and the DP was definitely going to be substantially. We're still sticking with Kai. Oh my goodness. I don't know. You got double perfect on. You might want to go right back to that Axel.
Look, Flash must see something in Daze's patterns to want to stick with this. And honestly, we're hoping to see it here. I definitely want to see more gear.
Let's rock.
Okay, here we go. Jump over the fireball this time and still able to make it in time to get that counter hit. Okay.
Okay, early burst, not the worst situation. Didn't lose a lot of life. Going to gain it back. Daze trying to travail in, spacing it out, and he's just patiently waiting. The 5K gets him a tap, plus frames, waiting for a bait, but the far slash does stuff out Daze. However, he's back in. What a tech from Flash.
Okay, nice DP. Good back dash here. Heavy counter hit though.
Look at the damage off of that 5H.
Right. RC, nice anti-air, gonna get this carry off to the corner. We'll get a nice little shatter after the fact of that 6-8.
Not enough to kill, but positive bonus going into Daze's favor, and the 2D is what it's gonna be. Daze looking to go up 2-0 nice and easy.
Nice. Comes out here. Arc does make a connection here, and you know what? This is the first significant opportunity here for Flash Metroid. Sense changing to Kai with throw is a big deal.
2D is destroying Flash Metroid. Daze is switching the offensive option away from Far Slash and using 2D because he does not want to contend with guys. Far Slash a big 5D into the skies, and it's no surprise Daze up 2-0.
All right, so you got one more shot, right? Do you stick with Kai here, or do you go back to Axel? Because Axel was definitely putting it work. Yes, it was harder, but Kai should be able to handle a lot of the stuff that Gio's putting out there, and Daze is not given that opportunity. Just dominating in neutral. This is the neutral confidence that we're looking for when you play a character like Gio, because now we're 2D'ing underneath Far Slash. We're out neutraling Flash in every interaction here. And Flash, like I said, only one positive interaction. We're still sticking with Kai. All right, this is it. You're locked in.
Flash is locked into Kyle all the way through. And Daze just has the answers. Man.
Let's rock.
All right, so jump slash. You know, at this point, you can't really play that far range. Heavy fireball does come out here. Go, nice. Has the shock stayed on, so this is a positive situation here for Flash Metro, the 6P. Great start.
Absolutely. Flash finally getting in and laying down plenty of damage and answering Daze back with the perfect. Flash still awake at the wheel. Here we go.
Yeah, all right. Start to show us why we picked Kai, but big heavy slash start bursting right away. The 2D though.
Oh my goodness. the 2D being respected, forced Flash to the skies, and Daze had the opportunity for the knees to the chest. Overdrive, and we're going straight on through. Daze gonna have that positive bonus as well. Daze wants this tournament point down.
Oh, I don't blame you here. Let's take the W here. Trying to close out the 204 cage. Slight delay. Perfect
Tournament
round. Answers back.
point for Daze.
Right. Out 5P here. Great throw.
Far Stone Edge Oki, Daze bathing lightning at the moment, get chucked again. Flash having another one. Daze trying to block it out, trying to fight it out. 2D again, blowing Flash back.
Coming out here, trying to force something here. Needs the counter hit. Does get a nice little easy B&B.
Oh, the 2S! It might have caught a backdash or something like that, but whatever it's going to be, Flash just has one last chance for the dance. And the Daze with the jump in the tech. Oh my goodness, that could have been it, but Daze is still moving forward.
Blue RC, nice approach here. Immediate burst. One touch away. Do you have it, Flash? Wall bounce a couple times. Vapor thrust for the shatter. Okay, one more interaction here.
Daze looking to dash through, trying to find that opening, but Flash is hammering away. Daze with the neutral jump, nothing doing. The Vapor Thrust whiff, and Daze with the immediate punish for our ARCREVO America Central Qualifier champion off the reset. 6-1 Daze.
Unbelievable. Tried to get the interaction here. Went for the what a beautiful combo in the corner there to get the shatter on Flash Metroid's side here. But Daze, you know, able to play just a stronger neutral game. Had a, you know, just one hit was all it would cost. And I gotta question the idea of this Vapor Thrust here, because you know, you gotta expect that maybe we were expecting like a dash up approach, or maybe a button was gonna be set out there by Daze. But you know, when you have that life leading, you know your opponent is one sneeze away from death, relax, take it easy. And again, like that matchup for Geo, right? Like it's fairly even, obviously, between these two characters. But when you think about the way that Daze has been approaching these matchups in such a hyper aggressive way, Daze has a lot of answers in this neutral game. You gave Daze an opportunity to be completely disrespectful instead of having to slow down completely against what Axel was putting out there on the ground. We saw very few fireball attempts, especially too. That round opened 6P. That sent the message right there, like, hey, this was not the pick, my guy. Like, let's go back to Axel real quick.
Listen, Daze, congratulations for winning ARCREVO America Central Qualifier for sure. Hats off to Flash. Let's not besmirch it any other way. Flash went through a tear to get to this point in the bracket, but today Daze was just a little bit better and made the adjustments on the fly, something incredibly tough to do. So that is why Daze is number one tonight. Thank you everyone for hanging out for an exciting ARCREVO weekend. I cannot thank all the players, the staff, the TOs, and the commentators enough for allowing us to put on this performance. And of course, everyone watching at home. Zero, always a pleasure working with you on the ones and twos, my brother.
Yes, absolutely. Likewise. You know, I'm glad to be a part of yet another ARCREVO, especially in the Midwest, of course. Happy to see several Michigan players make it into this top 8. Of course, 2 of them making it in the top 4, and 1 qualifying for the ARCREVO final. So this is a big just celebration for the players that did participate, and congrats to Daze, like you said as well. This top 4, this top 8 was tremendous. And all of you that tuned in, thank you so very much. Do play more Guilty Gear Strive. This has been one heck of a last 6 months. I'm ready to see how the rest of this entire ARCREVO series is going to go, because again, we do have Mexico coming up still. We do have the East, West, and Canada ARCREVO opportunities coming, so make sure you check out the website for the dates there if you're tuning in any of those regions. I highly encourage you to participate and show the love that is Guilty Gear, because pretty soon here Happy Chaos is going to start throwing out that chaos, right? And then who knows what's going to happen by the time Biken shows up, if Biken shows up in time. We'll see. We'll see.
Listen, it's an exciting time for Guilty Gear Strive. So if you like any of what you saw here today, make sure to go and pick it up while it's on sale. That's going to wrap it up for us, though. Thank you all again for hanging out with us, checking out some fantastic Guilty Gear Strive. Be good to one another and yourselves. And until next time, peace and love.
Later days.
お頼み申すお頼み申す。卒じながら冥府はいずこ。外道が笑えば民が泣く。諸行に拉致なき沙汰あれば魔道の始末を請負いいたす。己は美老の三品侍。指導死に花無用の所存。
お前を前にすると立ち止まったはずの俺が追いついてくるみたいでな。だが大丈夫だ、ディライラ。大丈夫。
There's no way you'll believe me when I say this, but I'm really hoping you guys win. Because I'd like to see you again.
It took me 10 years to find the answer to something. I forgot about it in 2 seconds. That's about it.
I don't care about winning. I'm just here for the pleasure, not the fights. But you see, this world is a broad, colorful carpet. But if you pull a single thread from beneath your feet and start to unravel it, you realize in the end that the carpet's just made of one long thread. That thread's is necessity. Everything is connected. One may witness an unfathomable sight and call it a miracle, but that's a misnomer. It's all cause and effect, and you should never mistake necessity for fate. Humans have the freedom of choice. Come play with me again.
Can't you see I'm blazing? Still my heart is blazing. If the words kill me, I don't need a new world order. You, my tribe is my word. Your words will never let me disobey.
The most important thing for me is drama.